On the eve of the zombie outbreak, I hid in my specially modified RV with my cat. The RV was stocked with supplies I'd stored ahead of time. This time, I'm determined to survive until the very end. Suddenly, I open my eyes. What I see is the familiar interior of the RV. I quickly grab my phone. Check the time. 9 a.m. May 20th, 3025. I can't believe I've been reborn. I'm back, 3 hours before the zombie outbreak. On the day of the outbreak, my half-sister Meng Qingyu teamed up with her fiancé, Jiyu Jinshin, and knocked me out with milk laced with sleeping pills. Then they stole the RV I put so much effort into, left me alone to fend for myself. I struggled for 3 years in the apocalypse. In the end, I still couldn't escape the zombies. Meanwhile, they enjoyed my RV and lived comfortably. Their lives were pretty great. Right now, the RV is parked in the backyard of the villa. I got out of the RV and headed straight into the house. Just as I walked into the living room, I saw the whole family chatting happily together. When they saw me come in, the mood suddenly stiffened. All 4 pairs of eyes turned to me. Their expressions were complicated. Sis, Jiyu Jinshin and I just got back from getting our marriage certificate. Come join us for some wedding candy. Meng Qingyu looked at me smugly. Hearing that, I silently grit my teeth. Jiyu Jinshin was originally my fiancé, the guy I liked all through my youth. Somehow those two ended up together. Now she even has the nerve to invite me to their wedding candy with a smile. Unlike my last life, I didn't argue with them. My priority is to drive away in the RV and hurry up to buy supplies. The only reason I returned here is to take my cat Tazu. I hugged Tazu and headed out right away. You never stay home. Don't bother coming back after you leave. Meng Hanyuan saw I was ignoring them and got really mad. Relax, I'm never coming back. Take care of yourselves. Get lost. From now on, I don't have a daughter like you. Meng Hanyuan shouted curses at my back as I left. Meng Qingyu looked so pleased. Finally got that annoying Meng Shuang out. From now on, everything in the Meng family is hers. The property is hers. The man is hers too. When I drove to the biggest nearby mall, it was already 9:28 a.m. Only 2 hours and 32 minutes left until the outbreak. Time is tight. I sprinted through the supermarket pushing a cart. A lot of staff glanced at me. First, I grabbed 10 pounds of lamb, 10 pounds of beef brisket,
10 pounds of pork,
10 pounds of chicken.
10 pounds of fish and shrimp.
I would have bought more, but my RV fridge only fits 50 pounds of meat. Then I headed to the grain section, grabbed 10 bags of flour, 10 bottles of oil, and 50 bags of salt. Finally, I went to the spice aisle and took some from every shelf until my cart was totally full. I pushed the cart to the checkout, then went back for an empty cart and rushed into the store again. This time I bought tons of veggies and fruit, plus some household items. Before leaving, I had a staff member go to the warehouse and bring me 35 barrels of drinking water. At the checkout, all my supplies were scanned. I paid with my card. Just then, a male manager politely asked me, "Miss, where should we deliver these?" "I'll get an employee to help you take them." I pointed outside. There's a pink RV at the entrance. Thanks a lot. Soon several staff were busy, moving supplies onto the RV. Once everything was settled, I checked my phone for the time. Only 1 hour left before the outbreak. I rushed into a pharmacy. Didn't care what it was. Swept all the meds off the shelves. The clerk watched, hesitant to speak. Finally couldn't help but say, "Miss, we have a rule. You can't buy so many medicines at once." I glanced at him, sighed. "I'll pay 10 times the price. I need to take them right now. So can I buy them or not? If not, I'll go ask somewhere else." The clerk looked shocked, nodding uncontrollably. Yes, miss. Take whatever you want." I put several baskets of meds on the glass counter, then paid 50,000 straight from my phone. Told the clerk to hurry and pack them up. The clerk looked at all the medicine baskets. "You don't even need 10,000 for these."
He quickly started bagging them.
Leaving the pharmacy, I went next door to buy some clothes. Finally, I hit the pet store for 50 pounds of cat food for Tazu and some deworming medicine. When I got back to the RV, it was already 11:58. I locked the door, got ready for the apocalypse. Just then, a piercing scream sounded outside the RV. On the street, a mutated male zombie lunged, mouth wide, at a woman nearby. The woman twitched a couple times, then quickly stopped moving. In a blink, the zombie dragged its bloody body toward other people. People scattered and ran. Screams all over. The whole city was chaos. I watched it all coldly through the window. In my past life, I was one of those chased by zombies. There's a young guy, rushing out from the store, heading right for the RV. I recognized him. He was the one who helped move the water onto my RV earlier.
He ran up to the RV.
Beating on the door like crazy, eyes full of hope. Inside the RV, I watched him expressionlessly through the window, completely unmoved. The guy looked stunned. He couldn't figure out why I wouldn't help. Soon, several zombies charged at him from behind. Their sharp teeth hungrily tore into him. I turned away, trying to avoid the bloody scene. In the apocalypse, being moral only gets you killed faster. I held Tezu close. The only one I care about is right here with me. Everyone else's fate is none of my business. The guy outside now had gray eyes, already turned into a zombie. He kept pounding the door instinctively, making loud thumps. The sound got on my nerves. I quickly went to the compartment, grabbed a shovel, opened the window, and swung at the zombie with all my strength.
A squelch.
The zombie's head dropped to the ground. I pulled the shovel back and headed to the bathroom to wash off the blood. Suddenly, a mechanical voice sounded in my head. Ding dong, RV system activated. Killed a zombie. Beginner reward. RV now permanently immune to all damage. Task submitted. 1 crystal core can expand 1 cubic meter of space. My eyes widened in shock. No wonder Meng Qingyu and her group lived so well last time. Turns out they got the RV system. Right now in front of me. A virtual cutaway of the RV appears. It shows all expandable areas. I was completely stunned, because literally every storage space can be expanded.
That means
I could store tons and tons of supplies. Basically a walking energy bank. But when I thought about the expansion requirements, I couldn't laugh anymore. 1 crystal core only expands 1 cubic meter. You know, at the start of the apocalypse, killing 100 zombies might not get you a single core. But then again, every extra cubic meter means more supplies. That's extra security for me. Top priority, find more crystal cores. As time goes on, more and more zombies are on the street. Some are drawn by the scent of blood. They're banging on the RV, trying to drag me out and eat me. But this time I didn't hear any noise. As long as I close the windows. It's really quiet inside. I'm getting excited.
immune to all damage.
Is this thing really that awesome? Even blocks out noise. So my RV is basically indestructible. It's the perfect fortress. Just thinking about it, I'm suddenly in a great mood. Humming, I went to wash the blood off my shovel. Treading Snow crouched on the coffee table, his head tilted, looking at me with those big confused eyes. After leaving the bathroom, I patted his head, told him, once we're full, we'll head out to kill zombies. Treading Snow shook his head, not interested, clearly annoyed, grumbling and mumbling. That sound is way too cute. I went to the kitchen, boiled a few frozen shrimp I just bought at the mall for Treading Snow. He jumped over as soon as he saw the food, with those big round eyes, looking super eager. I started munching on fried chicken and drinking beer. I feel insanely happy right now. Treading Snow protested because he didn't get any treats. After 5 minutes, I served up the shrimp, put it right in front of Treading Snow. He started gobbling it up, purring contentedly. I sat back on the couch, took a bite of roast lamb, a sip of cold beer, another bite of fried chicken, a sip of ice-cold soda. Chilling so hard. Outside, crowds were running for their lives. They all wore the same uniforms. Must be co-workers. One person peeked through the RV window, saw what was happening inside. He was so shocked his eyes almost popped out. During the apocalypse, someone can just chill in an RV, watching TV, drinking beer, eating barbecue. He instantly got an idea and yelled RV. Let's hide in the car. The group ran towards the parking lot. But before they got there, they saw a zombie in a suit up ahead, punching through a car window and biting the driver right on the head. That terrified everyone. Even cars aren't safe. What do we do now? We can't hide in cars. We have to find a building to hide from zombies. They can't get inside, someone shouted. So they all ran into the mall. tossing my RV. They saw me digging into crayfish. They started to wonder, like, am I living in a different world or what? Once I finished eating, I noticed there were barely any zombies near the RV. Normally, zombies track people by scent and movement, so that's how they locate and attack. Maybe the RV stops scents from getting out too. Half believing, I cracked open a window by the couch. Instantly, a zombie snapped its head my way, lunging at me stiff and jerky. I freaked and slammed the window shut. That zombie looked lost for a second, zoned out for a bit, then moved on to look for other prey. Okay, so closing the windows really blocks my scent, but opening up, zombies will still find me. It's just after 2 p.m. Almost everyone who could is hiding. The rest are all zombies now. I did a quick count. There's probably several hundred zombies on the street, and a bunch more wandering in the mall. If I could kill them all, maybe I get a few more crystal cores if I'm lucky. A second ago, the system notified me. My RV is permanently immune to all damage, so ramming damage shouldn't matter either. Thinking that, I got pretty pumped. If I can't kill all these zombies, then I'll just drive and ram them. I got into the driver's seat, started the engine, stomped on the gas, and charged at the zombies. I'm not dumb enough to drive into a huge horde. Just circling along the edge, picking off stragglers. As long as I crush their heads, zombies are totally dead. The wheels made the whole street a bloody mess. Blood and guts everywhere. People hiding. They looked out through their windows, totally creeped out. Who's this badass? Just playing around with zombies. That RV is insane. Hasn't even got a scratch after all that. Meanwhile, the zombies in the mall heard the commotion and all rushed outside. But I wasn't phased at all, driving the RV and mowing down wave after wave of zombies. 20 minutes later, blood-red tire marks were everywhere, along with all kinds of zombie bodies. Looking around, pretty much all the nearby zombies are gone. I slowly parked the RV, then grabbed my shovel and opened the door. That's right, I'm going out to hunt for crystal cores. Gripping the shovel, I headed down the bloody street. Some barely alive zombies were still twitching nearby. I split their heads like chopping watermelon. If there's no core, I just move on. Someone was hiding upstairs, already freaked out by everything. And seeing what I did, was even more terrified. Wait, it's a girl. Her actions are way too brutal. How is she so calm? I'm focused on finding crystal cores. If zombies rush over, I just smash their heads in with my shovel. Taking out zombies is muscle memory now. As long as it's not a zombie horde, I don't feel threatened by stragglers like these. After searching carefully, I found a total of 7 crystal cores. Not a bad haul. Back inside the RV, I can't wait to check the expanded storage. With just a thought, the RV's 3D blueprint slowly appears. The storage space is clear at a glance. But now, how do I divide up these 7 crystal cores? The weather will gradually get extremely hot. Food and water are top priorities. Medicine is essential too. The RV's AC will run nonstop then. So, I also need plenty of gas for the generator. After thinking it over, I've made my decision. I'll expand the medicine cabinet by 1 cubic meter first. I click the expansion option on the blueprint. A page pops up to pick a quantity. 1 crystal core expands by 1 cubic meter. Please choose a quantity. I pick the amount right away. And tap to confirm. Confirm with another click. That mechanical voice plays again. Congrats, you expanded 1 cubic meter. All storage is now permanently preserved. I'm completely shocked. That means stuff won't spoil no matter how long it's stored. This feature in the bedroom is insane. I instantly look at the medicine cabinet, but nothing seems different. I walk over, open its door, and see it's packed with medicine. Still, nothing unusual. I look puzzled. So I ask the system right away, where's my extra space? In a blink, an extra 3D compartment appears beside the cabinet out of nowhere. It looks so sci-fi. I skeptically put the meds inside. Then I realize, meds inside the space can actually be placed or taken with my mind. Feeling excited, I use 2 more crystal cores to expand the water tank, and 4 more to expand the fridge. Everything's done. I go to the driver's seat, start the RV, and head to find a pharmacy.
10 minutes later.
I spot a pharmacy. The door is wide open. No zombies nearby. I park with the door close to the entrance, creating a sealed-off area, so no zombies can slip in. Then I grab my shovel and enter the pharmacy. Once I'm sure there are no zombies inside, I finally relax. I grab a basket and go to the shelf marked Daily Meds. There's no time for details, so I just load up fast. Meanwhile, Treading Snow hops out of the RV, probably just bored. It meows non-stop. I pet his head, telling him it'll be quick. Treading Snow rubs against my arm. Round eyes, blinking adorably, looking super cute. After stuffing 2 baskets with meds, I decide to head back to the RV first, just to check how much space is left. So I call Treading Snow, telling him to follow. Treading Snow tilts his head, like he understands, and happily chases after me, jumping back in the RV. I stash the meds in storage, and surprising myself, I've only used half the space. So I head back for some long-lasting supplies and immune-boosting meds. I go back and forth several times this way, finally packing the cabinet full. I glance at the time. Already 2 hours have passed. But I'm not tired at all. I notice, next to the pharmacy is a high-end outdoor gear shop. I park right in front of it, but the rolling door is locked from the inside. There's probably someone alive in there. I don't want to miss any chance to get gear, so I walk up to the door and bang hard to get it open. I'll take a few things as payment and give you some survival tips. The guy inside is Wei. My banging almost scares him half to death. But after he hears what I say, he's tempted. He thinks it over and opens the door. I stride into the store, looking around. Then I speak, first tip, never open the door for just anyone. Some people you let in might get you killed. Wei Yi just stands there, stunned, with a complicated, confused look. Before he can say a word, I ask again, you got winter clothes? Wei then nods, and digs out a thick winter jacket from the shelves. He hands it over, but I don't take it, telling him to put it on the ground instead. Step back. Wei hesitates, but does as I say. I squat to check it, make sure it's fine, then say grab another one. I'll send you the money later. Wei Yi doesn't protest, just hurries to the storeroom. I can't help thinking, most people still haven't realized how brutal this world is. Otherwise, this guy would be figuring out how to kill me first and steal my RV. Soon he brings out a second jacket and impatiently asks, what's the next tip? Second tip, hunker down somewhere with lots of food and wait for rescue. Wei Yi frowns deeply. This disaster will last a long time, won't it? I don't answer his question directly, because in my last life, until the end, I never saw the day the disaster ended. I put both winter outfits onto the passenger seat, then grab some raincoats, hiking boots, and jackets, and windproof pants and other stuff. I stuff the storage under the couch full, then finally stop. Once I'm done, I take out my phone and transfer Wei the 100,000. And give him the third tip, trust no one. Don't show kindness. If needed, forget morals to survive. Wei Yi watches me walk away, thinking hard, then tightens his fist and quickly follows. Hearing footsteps behind me, I turn around fast and pull out the knife from my belt. Wei freezes on the spot, then begs, please, take me with you. I can help you move things and fight zombies. I can tell he's sincere and really wants to live, but this is indifference. Rather than risk a betrayal, it's better to cut off all chances from the start. I quickly jump in the RV, shut the door, and speed off instantly. Through the rearview mirror, I see hope on Wei Yi's face turn to hate. He clenches his fist again. It's already dark now, but I need to hit the supermarket for more supplies. I park the RV at the supermarket, right by the unloading entrance. I check my surroundings, make sure it's safe, then grab the shovel and get ready to go. Just then, Treading Snow lifts his tail and strolls over, like he's asking to go out with me. I pick him up and set him on the couch, stroke his head. Wait here, okay? It's dangerous out there. Snowpaw let out a meow. She blinked her big eyes. Tilting her little head, she lay down. Just as I entered the hallway, I saw a truck parked nearby full of instant noodles
And snacks.
on the ground not far away. Boxes of fruit were stacked up. They probably hadn't been taken to storage yet. I gripped my shovel tightly. Walking in, I stayed alert for any sound, ready for zombies to jump at me from the corners. I had a clear goal this time. Meat, grain, seasonings, and purified water. I want to stock up on all of them. Alright. A terrifying roar came from around the corner. Soon, a male zombie in a supermarket uniform came rushing at me. I dodged aside. Then I swung my shovel hard, hitting the zombie right on the head. With a thud, the zombie slammed to the ground. It didn't move again, but all that noise got the attention of the other zombies in the store. Dozens of zombies started closing in on me. I gripped my shovel, feeling no fear of zombies, only craving for energy cores. I walked to the shelves, took a quick look. If I can block the way with 2 shelves, leaving just one gap in the middle, then I can take out whoever comes in one by one, which is way safer than fighting them all at once. Much easier and safer. But these shelves are stacked with liquor. They're super heavy. I pulled on one, but couldn't move it. Sis, let me help you. Suddenly, a girl appeared next to me. It's Ling Qian, the cashier who helped me last time. I'm not taking you with me. I shook the shelf hard. Bottles fell all over the floor. Then I used both hands, pulling the shelf toward the aisle. 3 years since the apocalypse. I've seen all kinds of human nature. I can see right through what this girl is thinking. Just one glance and I get it. Ling Qian had tears in her eyes, pulling the shelf with me. The zombies kept getting closer. She was shaking with fear, just hoping I might change my mind. We quickly got the shelves in place, blocking the aisle so only a 3-foot gap remained. Dozens of zombies squeezed at us, almost knocking the shelves over. Ling Qian jumped back 2 steps, shaking all over. Her eyes kept drifting to the RV outside, her mind racing with ideas. I stood guard at the gap,
Taking out one zombie at a time.
and checking each for a core. I glanced at Ling Qian while fighting. I'd already figured out what she wanted. Without looking back, I said, "You can't drive the RV away. There are zombies all around out there. If you want to live, you better find a spot. Stock up on food and water, and wait for rescue." Ling Qian watched me kill zombies like slicing melons, realized I'm not to be messed with, and gave up on that idea. After 20 minutes, I dug out a clear core from the pile of dead bodies. It was only one, but that's better than nothing. Ling Qian stood by, staring at me covered in blood, with a smile on my face. The whole thing looked scary as hell to her. Right now I have only one thing on my mind. Just hurry and leave, or you'll regret it. Ling Qian listened to me. She found an office inside the supermarket, started moving supplies in like crazy. Not hiding in the warehouse was the right call, because the warehouse is everyone's target. Meanwhile, I was already in the supermarket. I took out 3 stray zombies, then locked up all other entrances and exits, so no zombies could sneak in from elsewhere. Once that was done, I grabbed a shopping cart. Time to start collecting supplies ASAP. I headed for the deli area first. Braised food and fried stuff are my favorites. Loaded the cart up to the top. I pushed the cart back. Just as I walked into the hallway, I saw a few men in supermarket uniforms. They were prying at the side door of my RV. Treading snow was glaring at them through the glass, baring his teeth and looking ready to attack. One guy's wrench got bent from pounding, but the RV door didn't budge at all. He got pissed and kept smashing the handle. Not even a scratch. Another guy was totally losing it. He hit the glass several times, but it didn't leave a single mark. They all looked shocked. Even if it's steel, it should at least dent a bit. But it was totally unscathed. Then someone said, "I'll go get a saw." He didn't buy this. As soon as he turned around, he saw me standing nearby with my cart, staring coldly at them. One guy tried to act tough and asked, "Are you the owner?" "It's dangerous for a girl out here alone. Let us come with you. We'll protect you." The others relaxed when they saw I was just a girl. They sighed in relief. Just a girl, after all. Now the RV is safe. I let out a cold laugh, told them to leave my RV right now, or deal with the consequences. Then a guy in a security uniform pointed at my shopping cart, asked, "Did you pay for those? I suspect you're stealing from the store. You better open the RV now. Let us check inside." He looked smug, thinking his words would control me. I just looked at him sarcastically. So stupid and greedy. Next moment, the sharp edge of my shovel cut his throat. Blood sprayed everywhere. He dropped dead on the ground. He actually killed someone. The rest backed away in fear. None cared anymore. Killing a person is nothing now. If you don't leave, you'll stay here with him. They were terrified and ran straight into the supermarket, watching them flee. I sighed quietly. At this point, all zombies in the supermarket are gone. Plus, I've got food and water. Everything's here. Just wait for the rescue team to find this place. Then take everyone to base. We could have just survived in peace. Yet they came here asking for trouble. I opened the back door, moved all the supplies from the cart into the RV. Once everything was done, I got in the RV, closed the door, then locked it tight. Treading Snow jumped into my arms, looking sad. He rubbed his head on me. I patted his head and said, "I'm here. No one can hurt you." Then I took out a big chicken drumstick from the bag and put it in his dish. Treading Snow smelled it, licked his lips, and ate happily. I opened the fridge, put the fruits and veggies inside my space first, then stuffed the rest from the cart in. Used my mind to push everything in. Then I realized, it's so much stuff, yet it only took up a corner of the space. Didn't expect 1 cubic meter to hold so much. I did the math. To fill it, I'd need 5 or 6 more runs. So, I thought about the manual cart in the hallway. It can carry a lot each time. Just as I was about to get off the RV, felt my pant leg being pulled. Turned and saw. Treading Snow was wagging his tail and staring at me. He held my sleeve, not letting go. I chuckled. Sis has got to collect supplies. That way we can live better later. Treading Snow whined softly. Still wouldn't let go. So I squatted and asked, "Wanna come with me?" Treading Snow blinked, then jumped into my arms. Back in the hallway, I grabbed some plastic baskets for the cart. Then, with Treading Snow, pulled the cart into the supermarket. The survivors all looked terrified when they saw me. They all hid away. Clearly, what happened outside already spread. I didn't bother with them. Stocking up is more important. Back to the deli area first. Packed up all kinds of braised food. Grabbed tons of salads too. Got youtiao, pancakes, sushi, and sticky rice from next stall too. Took a bit of everything. Treading Snow sat on the cart watching me, not running around. Really well behaved. Walking past the dessert area, I paused. Those cakes looked amazing. Just seeing them made my mouth water. Take them all, every single one. Never gonna cheat myself. After finishing dessert zone, I pulled the full cart back to the RV, next to the security guy's corpse. 2 zombies were eating his guts. Must have been drawn by the blood.
Hearing me.
The zombies looked up suddenly and lunged at me with bloody mouths. I grabbed my shovel and chopped both their heads clean off, fast and neat. Back in the RV, I kept stuffing things in the fridge. The repeated motions were getting on my nerves. If only I had spatial powers. I could just store everything instantly. Wouldn't be so much trouble. Moved to the RV, then into the fridge. I just sighed a bit, compared to my previous life. I'm really lucky now. Soon all the deli food was inside. It filled up exactly 1 cubic meter. There were tons of desserts. After filling the cubic meter, some were left. I put them on the shelf for later, then switched out the RV's map, took the crystal core I just found, and upgraded the second floor space by another cubic meter.
Next.
I'll keep shuttling between the supermarket and the RV, moving loads non-stop, stocking up non-stop. Treading Snow can't help much. He's just good company. Survivors saw me moving freely in and out, safe as can be. They all came out for food, but stayed far from me. Bet they're scared I'll whack 'em with my shovel. A few women grouped up, whispering quietly. He's been moving stuff for hours. Will it all fit in the RV? I bet the RV is packed to the brim. There's probably nowhere left to stand. By the time I finish, it's already past midnight. Looking at my full RV, I feel rare peace and satisfaction inside. The expanded 1 cubic meter space upstairs is filled with rice. There's a total of 1,600 pounds. Even if I eat a pound a day, that's enough for over 4 years. It's pure security. Other spots in the upper level hold 500 pounds of flour and 50 barrels of cooking oil, along with all kinds of seasonings. The fridge's 4 cubic meter expanded space stores not just a cubic meter of cooked food and one of desserts, but also a cubic meter of meat and a cubic meter of seafood. Together, that's close to 4,000 pounds. I filled up the 2 cubic meter purified water tanks too. They're packed with bottled water now. Of course, I made sure there are plenty of drinks. The whole shelf is lined with my favorite sodas. At this moment, I'm wide awake and just enjoying a hot pot. The little soup pot is bubbling on the induction stove. Sliced meat and meatballs roll around in spicy broth. It honestly looks so tempting. Veggies and meat slices for hot pot are set all around me, plus a 6-inch fruit cake. I take a sip of ice-cold soda, and instantly, I'm totally content. Next to me on the dinner plate, there's a pile of fish and shrimp, and Treading Snow is eating nonstop. He looks like he's loving it. All of this before me feels a little dreamy and unreal. All that hunger and pain from the apocalypse still feels fresh. But now I have years' worth of food right here. And my favorite cat, Treading Snow, is by my side. A bite of lamb, a sip of plum wine, a bite of cake. I've never thought happiness could be so simple. After I finish eating and drinking, I pat my full belly, satisfied, do the dishes, take out the trash, and finally enjoy a nice hot shower before bed. I put on my fluffy pajamas, climb into bed, and lie down under the soft covers. Lifting a corner of the blanket, I call, "Sweetie, come to bed." Treading Snow jumps up next to me.
He snuggles right under the covers.
His little head sticking out is just too cute. I cuddle Treading Snow in our cozy bed, just me and my cat. And soon we drift off to sleep. Next time I open my eyes, it's already noon. Treading Snow woke me up. He's lying on my chest, making it hard for me to breathe. I push Treading Snow off me, turn over and go back to sleep. He gets anxious right away. He really needs to poop right now. But I forgot to give him a litter box. When he sees me about to fall back asleep, he comes up with an idea. He turns and aims his butt right at my face and lets out a huge, stinky fart right before the zombie outbreak. My cat and I hid inside my meticulously modified RV. It's filled with supplies I'd stockpiled ahead of time. This time, I'm determined to survive till the end. Treading Snow, what did you eat? Why does your fart smell so bad? I grab Treading Snow and rush to the bathroom, setting him on the toilet. He just sits there, not daring to resist. Awkwardly, he stands on the toilet and poops. I finish washing up quickly and get ready to find some breakfast at the supermarket. As soon as I enter the hallway, I realize the snacks and fruit from yesterday are gone. No doubt the other survivors took them. I don't care and keep going. But then something surprises me. The entrance to the supermarket is blocked by shelves and boards. I can't help but laugh out of anger. I helped clear zombies for them, and now they've locked me out. What a bunch of backstabbers. Let's see how I deal with them next. I find a pile of cardboard boxes near the entrance, and some discarded boards. I stack all of it at the entrance. Then I grab a gas can and pour it over. I let out a cold laugh and toss my windproof lighter over. Whoosh, the fire bursts to life. Flames start spreading fast down the hallway. Right then, the survivors inside the supermarket see the fire start and are just stunned. What are you waiting for? Put out the fire. That's where the liquor is. If this burns, none of us make it. Dozens of survivors inside start to panic, rushing to find fire extinguishers. I'd already broken a bunch of liquor bottles by the entrance, so thick black smoke is everywhere now. Lin Qian stands in a far corner of the supermarket, watching them scramble to put out the flames, secretly cursing them for being idiots. They know better than to mess with her, so why push their luck? Trouble for no reason. Luckily, the fire system in the supermarket works well, and the survivors team up and finally manage to put out the fire. Everyone sits on the floor exhausted and covered in ash. Someone complains, grumbling. We said last night not to mess with that woman. She's a total psycho who kills without blinking. So she takes some of the supermarket's stuff. What's the big deal? It doesn't really affect us anyway. Shut up. If she could kill old Wang, she'd kill us too. When that time comes, you guys will be sorry. I agree, she's ruthless. We'd better find a way to get rid of her fast. With Supervisor Jiang Kong stirring things up, a bunch of strong young guys show up quickly. Just then, it starts pouring rain. I'm standing outside the hallway in a black rain suit. Jiang Kong leads the group to the entrance. They're all holding makeshift weapons. When they see me again, quite a few of them can't help but shiver. Jiang Kong rolls up his sleeves and shouts, "Let's go, get her." The group charges at me at once, but before they can do anything, I slam my sharp utility shovel into them. In just seconds, Every one of them is on the ground groaning. Cries of pain fill the air. 3 years surviving the apocalypse made me so much stronger. These guys are no match for me. I squat next to Jung Kong, looking down at him with a cold stare. You said you wanted to catch me, right? What for exactly? Lock me up or kill me? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have locked you out. I just wanted you to leave. Please, let me go. I sneer. Now you're scared? Where was this before? I grab a rope and tightly tie up Jiang Qiang's hands and feet. I drag him up the supermarket's side stairs, all the way to the second floor.
His face is full of fear.
He has no idea what I'll do next. I pull over a shelf, put it straight in front of the stairs, and tie Jiang Kong to it. Now he's facing the stairs. What are you doing? Let me go. Jiang Kong is terrified inside. I ignored him. Instead, I brought over some shelving units. I completely blocked off the small stairway entrance. Then I found a shopping cart. Without looking back, I headed for the tool room. When I came back, the cart was packed full of tools. Jiang Kong, tied tightly to the shelves, looked utterly hopeless. That kind of confusion is the most terrifying. I walked up to Jiang Kong. I grabbed a small jigsaw from the cart. There were also 2 chainsaws in the cart, meant for cutting wood planks and such. They're really useful. Seeing this, Jiang Kong started shaking uncontrollably. He kept begging me over and over. I rolled my eyes in silence. Then I carried the chainsaw to the shelves at the escalator entrance. Suddenly, a loud rumbling sounded next to me. The screech of the saw on metal was piercing. It was enough to drive anyone mad. Jiang Kong seemed to realize what I was about to do. He completely lost it. With all that noise, the zombies upstairs would definitely hear it. Once they bust through the shelves, he'd be killed by the zombies. I cut a hole in the shelf, just big enough for one person to squeeze through. On the last layer, as soon as the shelf was open, the escalator was already crowded with zombies, all drawn by the noise. I quickly retreated, grabbed a bigger chainsaw, and tied it tightly to the shelf with rope. I set it at about 5 feet high. A zombie crawled in through the hole. As it passed the chainsaw, its entire head was chopped off. Blood gushed everywhere, splattering all over Jiang Qiang's face. He had already guessed the woman was using him as bait. Drawn by the smell of blood, the zombies would keep rushing over, one after another, to their deaths. A simple trap made killing zombies way easier. This was knowledge I'd picked up in my previous life. Now I just had to wait a while, clear out the dead zombies blocking the hole, and that's it. Jiang Qiang's terrified screams and the chainsaws buzzing echoed through the whole supermarket. Other survivors came running when they heard the noise, curious about what was going on. They went pale with fright. Heaps of zombie parts piled up at the hole. Blood was splattered everywhere, making the scene look terrifying. I stood up in front of the shelves, tossed aside the leftover zombie arms and legs blocking the hole. When Jiang Kong saw me coming, he immediately stopped screaming.
He was about to beg again.
But then he saw me pull something from the pile zombie head and hug it. Then I smashed it to the ground. The round skull instantly split apart. Right before the zombie outbreak, me and my cat hid in our modified RV. I'd already stocked it with tons of supplies, so I had to survive until the very end. Jiang Kong stared at me in total fear. Having no clue why I was doing all this, I smashed open more than a dozen heads, but none of them had a core. Across the street, the second floor of a claw machine shop, 2 men and 2 women peeked outside through window blinds, secretly checking out the situation. The girl with the bun whispered, "What's happening over there?" Chainsaw noise mixed with screams just gave everyone the creeps. The guy with glasses frowned, thinking hard. Whatever the case, let's go take a look. Maybe we can help you gather some supplies. Another girl said excitedly, "With you, our chosen one, we'll survive even the apocalypse. We'll still live just fine." The girl with the bun, called the chosen one, was named Su Yunning. They'd originally come shopping with their boyfriends, just hanging out together. Then the zombie outbreak hit. Sensing trouble, they hid inside the claw machine shop, barely making it out alive. At the same time, Su Yunning realized she could enter and leave, a space no one else could see. She was shocked to find she'd awaken, a rare space ability for the apocalypse. She just happened to be in a resource-rich mall. Ambitious, she decided to make her move. The four of them quietly made their way downstairs, stepped onto the street, and looked around. It was surprisingly calm, aside from a few zombie bodies lying around. They walked around a bit, but didn't see any living people. Cautiously, they headed toward the supermarket. As they passed a dead body outside, Su Yuning's boyfriend, Lin Hao, suddenly yelled. He stopped in his tracks. The others jumped in surprise and looked at him in confusion. Lin Hao squatted down, checked the dead man's neck closely, and said, "This guy wasn't a zombie.
He died from a cut to the throat.
Their friend Zhao Yu's eyes widened. Someone must have killed him? The apocalypse hadn't been going long, but killing was still terrifying to them. Lin Hao said cautiously, "No one can know about our space ability. Absolutely no one. Su Yuning's power only stored stuff. It couldn't attack. If anyone found out, they'd want to control her. Controlling Su Yuning meant controlling the space. We must keep it secret." The others nodded seriously, realizing how serious this was. The four followed the charred corridor inside, quickly finding the supermarket entrance. Taking advantage that no one was watching, they sneaked in quietly. Seeing the supermarket full of supplies put them in a great mood, but they couldn't make a move yet. They had to wait for everyone to fall asleep at night. They hid in a quiet place to eat, filling their stomachs. Then, at Lin Hao's suggestion, they slowly walked toward the sound of the chainsaw and headed up to the second floor. Su Yuning and Lin Yin both turned pale with fear, clinging to each other tightly. The two guys didn't look much better, their lips white and their bodies frozen. Not too far away, a mountain of zombie bodies was stacked up. Shattered skulls were everywhere. Beside them was a woman in a black raincoat, digging through the skulls for something. The chainsaw at the hole kept buzzing. Zombies kept pouring out and got sliced into 3 pieces. The man tied at the hole wasn't moving at all. Dead or alive? No one knew. Su Yuning said hoarsely, "I thought it was just people fighting off zombies with chainsaws. Never imagined it'd be this brutal. It's so scary and gory." Lin Hao looked stunned. A zombie trap. That was actually a zombie killing trap. Then,
He said seriously, "We need to watch out for that woman."
she'd be our biggest threat in the future. It had been a long, exhausting day. I only found 3 crystal cores. Not great luck. So I decided to find the storage room first. Grab some food for treading snow and myself. I walked over to Jiang Kong, cut the rope tied around him with my knife. Told him that's it for today. Go back and get some rest. We'll continue tomorrow. Jiang Kong collapsed to the ground with a thud. Now he only had one thought. Get out of this hellhole fast. Lin Hao and the other 3 watched secretly, hiding in the bedding section on the 2nd floor. They saw me leave. Lin Hao quietly gave instructions to the others. Around 2 or 3 a.m. tonight, Zhao Yu, you cut the power. Liang Yin and I will help you Ning grab supplies. Restore the power in 10 minutes. Meet back here. No one will notice we did it. Meanwhile, I followed the supermarket signs. Quickly found the warehouse. The storage room was huge. Looking around, shelves were packed with all kinds of daily necessities. I headed deeper inside. Came to a cold storage room. It was filled with all sorts of veggies, fruits, and meats. I grabbed a cart, loaded up all kinds of fruits and veggies, both familiar and new. Took a bit of everything. Before leaving, I stopped by the freezer, grabbed a bunch of my favorite ice cream. After filling both carts, I happily pulled them back. Once I got back to the RV, I poured some cat food for Treading Snow first. Treading Snow was starving. She ate quickly, mouthful after mouthful, totally ignoring me. I pulled out the 3 crystal cores I found today. Used them all to expand the fridge, then stored all the supplies one by one. In the new space, fruits and veggies each took up a cubic meter. Ice cream only took up about half a cubic meter. Seeing so much empty space left over was driving my OCD crazy. So I decided to take the cart to check out the snack street nearby. Just before the zombie outbreak, I hid in my specially modified RV with Treading Snow. I had already stocked up tons of supplies inside. I had to survive to the very end. It was already very late. Looking up, I saw the stars shining in the night sky. Some store lights on both sides were glowing, some dim, some bright. A few zombie corpses lay scattered on the road. I pulled my cart straight to the milk tea shop. I craved it badly in my last life. I picked one randomly and went in. Found the warehouse. moved all the stored ingredients out. As long as I have enough ingredients stocked up, I can make any drink I want. Then I swung by the restaurant next door, grabbed a pack of chicken feet and crab stew from the kitchen. That'll be tonight's late night snack. Now, a lot of chain restaurants use pre-made meal packs to keep their secret recipes safe. They just send out ready-to-cook meal kits. All you need to do is heat them up. People always say meal packs aren't healthy. Soon, we might not even have meal packs to eat. I dragged my cart back to the RV, put all the milk tea ingredients in big and small bags into the fridge. I filled it up until it couldn't take any more. Only then was I satisfied. This is my biggest happiness right now. I headed to the kitchen, grabbed a wok, opened the meal kit and heated it up. I thought for a second and decided to have a chilled watermelon for tonight. I cut the watermelon I brought back this afternoon in half, put it in the fridge to chill. When the chicken claws and crabs started bubbling, I turned off the heat, let it sit for a bit, and went to enjoy a nice hot shower. After coming out of the bathroom, I tossed my dirty clothes in the washing machine and dried my hair. All done. At mealtime, I grabbed my phone, turned on a movie, a super comforting countryside foodie film. I dug a big bite of chilled watermelon with a spoon first. Cold and refreshing, so good. Treading snow came over, hoping for a bite. I gently pushed his head back. Watermelon is way too cold. Meal packs are all tech ice stomachs. You can't eat this. Treading snow tilted his head. Looks like I'm bullying this little kitten. Luckily, he's already full. He crawled into a corner of the sofa and went to sleep. Meal packs might not be healthy, but they're tasty. The chicken feet are super sticky, and the crab meat is fresh too. In this silent night, I snack and watch my movie. By the time I'm done eating, cleaning up, and ready for bed, it's already past 1 a.m. Finished brushing my teeth, I head to bed. Hug, treading snow, and crash right away. I'm wiped out today. Tomorrow I've gotta sleep in for real. Sleep until afternoon. But as soon as dawn breaks, the RV alarm goes off. It startles me out of a deep sleep. I reach for my phone to check. It's just after 6 a.m. Who the hell is waking me up? Better be something important, or else you're gonna regret it. I've got cameras all around the RV. Just passing by wouldn't trigger an alarm. It's not gonna go off unless someone hangs around the RV for over 5 minutes, or shows any signs of an attack. And if the owner is asleep and doesn't notice, only then will it sound. When I got the RV, I installed a ton of smart devices. I checked the monitors. And damn, there's a whole crowd surrounding my RV. I recognize some of them. They're the survivors from yesterday's supermarket. I roll out of bed, open the window on the door, and shout, "Are you guys nuts? Why gather around here so early instead of sleeping?" That rowdy crowd is stunned by my yelling. Then they start yelling too. "You thief! How dare you yell at us? Where did you move all the supplies from the supermarket? That was so much stuff. No way, you could move it all by yourself. You gotta leave us something, right? How are you so confident?" I was about to curse back, but something felt off, so I coldly asked, "What's going on?" The guy leading yells, "Quit pretending. Everything in the supermarket was stolen last night. Had to be you. You better cough it up, or I'm not letting this go." Everyone thinks it's a mistress. That supermarket's huge. No way just one person, even 10 more, could move it all out, quietly in one night. Unless there's someone with spatial powers. I got dressed, grabbed a shovel, and headed straight to the supermarket. A bunch of survivors rushed after me, their faces still looking pissed, like if I don't give them an answer, they're ready to lose it. The shelves were once packed with goods. Now you can't even find an empty bag. The whole supermarket's been cleared out, spotless. No one but a spatial power user could have pulled this off. Honestly, I didn't expect to meet such a rare power user so soon. And it's a spatial one, too. Now that the apocalypse is here, zombies are everywhere. But power users are super rare. Back at the base in my last life, out of hundreds of thousands, there were only a few thousand with powers. Shows just how rare they are. Spatial power users are the most prized among them. They're the best at moving supplies. I looked around the crowd and stared at Zhang Kong. "Where's the footage?" Zhang Kong quickly explained. "There was an outage last night. We thought it happened because of the fire, and the wiring was unstable. so we didn't pay attention. But this morning, we found out everything in the store was gone. We tried to check the cameras, but the wires were damaged. No footage after the power went out. So it was definitely someone cutting the power to rob the store. Means whoever did this can't fight. Spatial power users only get combat powers, like teleport or spatial blades, after they level up a lot. If they wanted to steal, fine. But why blame it on me afterward? It's like they want to die. So I asked who said I stole it. It was him. John Kong didn't hesitate and pointed at a young guy in the crowd. Lin Hao thought. All he had to do was throw suspicion onto this girl who was by herself, and then his group could slip away. I stared at Lin Hao and his group. Why do you think I stole the supplies? Do you have any proof? I watched everyone's faces. Everyone else looked angry and scared, but only those four pretended to be pissed, while their eyes showed calm. The spatial power user must be one of those four. Lin Hao got uncomfortable under my stare, but he knew they couldn't slip up now. If people found out they stole the supplies, things would end badly for them. So they had to dig in and claim this girl was the thief. Lin Hao insisted. It was you. I saw you go back to the supermarket for supplies while I was up last night. I almost laughed in anger. What a terrible lie. I was willing to let them go. But they're just useless. I guess it's time to get tough. The other survivors heard this and nearly had their eyes pop out in fear. In their hearts, they were already feeling sorry for this kid, of all people to pick on. Why would you bother her? If she really wanted to move supplies, she wouldn't need to steal. She'd just move them openly. No one could stop her. Besides, her alone, how could she move everything out overnight and not make a sound? Sure enough, the next second I moved. I rushed toward the four of them. Right before the zombie outbreak, I hid with my cat in a carefully modified RV. I had already stocked up on tons of supplies in there. This time I'm making it to the end. With a splat. My shovel slashed right across Su Yuning's throat. Blood splattered all over Lin Hao. He looked at Su Yuning in total shock. Su Yuning grabbed at their bleeding neck. Their mouth opened and closed as blood gushed out. Aren't I supposed to be the chosen one? How could I die this easily? Lin Hao cradled Su Yuning and let out a howl. Yuning, Yuning, don't leave me. You're not going to die. You won't. Everyone in the store saw it happen. Even if they were ready for it, they were still scared out of their minds. I told you not to mess with them, but some people just had to push their luck. No one could have stopped that. Seriously, they kill without a second thought. If they can take someone out, they won't waste words. As Lin Hao stared in horror, Su Yuning died, not willing to let go. All their vanished supplies burst out of nowhere and piled up like a little mountain. Just now, Lin Hao had instinctively shielded that girl, and I caught the flaw with that kind of brain. And you want me to take the blame? Seriously, clueless. Back in the RV, I cracked open a frosty Coke and chugged a few sips. Instantly felt a whole lot better. Right now, it's not safe to stay in this supermarket shelter anymore. Besides all those zombies, the corpses will soon breed bacteria and other viruses. And I gotta watch out for Lin Hao too. He's not gonna let me off easy. I thought about it and pulled up the map on my phone. There's a farmer's market about 10 kilometers away from the supermarket. That sounds pretty decent. Perfect place to look for seeds and try growing something. If it works, I can stash them in my expansion space and turn it into a farm. Treading snow. Let's go. Time to move out. I started the engine and slowly drove away from the mall. There weren't too many zombies on the road. If one blocked my way, I'd just speed up and plow through. 20 minutes later, I followed the GPS and arrived at the farmer's market. But right as I got to the entrance, something felt wrong. Up ahead, the roadside was jammed with tons of cars, totally blocking the way. Crap. The market must have been crowded when the zombie outbreak hit. The moment I realized that, I tried to turn around and leave, but it was already too late. The engine noise had caught the zombies' attention. Within moments, zombies swarmed out from every corner, clustering thick around the RV. There must be at least hundreds of them. I backed up a few meters, running over a bunch of zombies. But the RV just wouldn't budge anymore. The RV is supposed to be immune to all damage, but its power's limited. facing this many zombies. There's no way I can just bulldoze my way out. The zombies pounded on the RV like crazy, baring their teeth, eyes gone gray, looking seriously creepy. My scalp was tingling with dread. This is bad, really bad. Totally messed up. Treading Snow stared out the window, fur bristling and hissing. I tried to calm Treading Snow down and hugged him close. It is what it is. Might as well eat an ice cream to calm my nerves. Then I turned on the screen to watch some comedy shows. The zombies can't break into the RV anyway. But the chaos outside caught the attention of survivors inside the market. On the 6th floor of some building, a guy peeked his head out, checking what's going on, then quickly ducked back inside. Du Zitao sat down and whispered, "The zombie herd is moving toward the street. I wonder what's happening over there." Everyone else in the room looked terrified, creeping around, afraid to make a sound. His mom spoke up. "I think I heard a car driving just now. Who'd come here at a time like this?" His wife chimed in, saying she read online that rescue teams are trying to save survivors. Could it be the rescue team? Du Fu lit a cigarette. With our situation here, even the rescue team would probably get stuck.
It's tough.
Their family ran a tool shop on the 1st floor of the market. That day, Du Fu was helping customers at the shop alone. Around noon, a customer suddenly froze while picking out tools, head twisting, and lunged at him baring their teeth. Du Fu thought they had rabies and just ran for it, rushing home as fast as he could. He found out what happened only after getting back, when he realized it was a zombie outbreak. Thankfully, his whole family made it out together. Inside the RV, I checked outside again. Nothing had improved at all. I needed a way to save myself. Who knows how long I'd have to wait for rescue. I just can't wait. I'm not gonna sit around. Sure, I've got enough food stocked in here to last years. But the problem is, the gas tank isn't upgraded. Fuel storage is way too low. If I don't run the AC, it'll be a sauna inside. But if the AC stays on all day, the solar panels on the roof can't keep up. I'd have to use the gas generator. But the fuel here won't last more than a few days. Only option now is to fight my way out. Fortunately, I've learned a lot from my past life. I set the AC to full blast and made sure all windows and doors were shut. Then grabbed a few jugs of cooking oil and climbed out through the roof window. The zombies got even more worked up, smelling fresh blood. They went nuts, like they wished they could grow wings and eat me alive. Some got crushed to the ground, with others climbing right over the fallen ones. If this keeps up, the RV's gonna be swallowed up by the horde. I stabbed holes in the oil jugs, and the oil gushed out instantly. I swung the leaking canisters into the zombie crowd, spilling oil all over them. Then I tossed in a lit lighter and dived back into the RV, shutting the roof panel. Boom! The fire roared up immediately. And with all that oil, the flames got even bigger. The whole zombie mob was swallowed by fire. Their screams echoed everywhere. Looking through the window, I saw the whole RV wrapped in orange fire. The temperature kept climbing, and I was freaking out inside. System, you said the RV is immune to damage. You better not have screwed me over. Please don't let the tires melt. Don't let the battery explode. And don't let the AC die on me. If one thing goes wrong, this RV becomes an oven. Right before the outbreak, I hid in my modded RV with my cat. The RV is packed with supplies. I'm making it to the end this time. Half an hour later, everything's fine inside. I finally relax. The news is on the TV. Officials are trying to calm people and reduce the panic from my past life's memory. Even the army won't be spared. Losses will be heavy. The best rescue plan now is for cities to organize and clear out zombie-free bases. Bases are split into two types: government-run and private. Private bases are built by tycoons who recruit supers in either base. With supplies so scarce, you have to fight for every bite. The fire burned until nightfall. Some spots still glow red, probably still scorching. I'll get some good sleep and scavenge crystals tomorrow. I woke up at dawn. No zombies in sight. I opened the door. Ash and soot filled the air, smelling of burnt flesh. Charred corpses cover the ground. I put on my raincoat and mask, grabbed a shovel and headed out. Snowy stared with his big eyes. He wants to come along. I pet his head. Too dirty out there. You stay home, or I'll have to give you a bath. A bath? Snowy turned and left instantly. He hates baths more than anything. The zombies are burnt to a crisp. They crunch under my feet. I walk toward the edge. Black dust floats with every step, like a busy farmer. I swing my shovel at their heads. There are thousands here. There must be crystals. Just hope there are many. Du Zitao, watching from above, is getting restless. Should we go get crystals? I heard they're very useful.
His wife Chun Manning recoiled.
No, I'm scared of infection. You guys shouldn't go either. Forget the crystals. We must go down for food.
The news says.
Tong are rising 5 degrees a day. Who knows when rescue will come? Stockpiling is priority 1. Everyone agreed with Du Fu. They grabbed weapons to get food. After a busy morning, I collected 10 crystals. Not bad luck at all. I rushed back to the RV and checked the layout. I was surprised to find my fish tank can be expanded. I used 1 crystal to expand the fish tank. Fish pond unlocked. Normal time flow. Auto oxygen and plants added. Eco cycle promoted. The pond is full of water, with colored stones at the bottom, and green plants floating. My eyes widened in shock. In this endless disaster, sustainability is everything. Excitedly, I clicked the potted plant. Quantity 1. Confirm. Farm unlocked. Normal time flow. Sun and oxygen are all normal. Soil remains moist. Suddenly I was in a white space. Gentle sunlight shone down on the moist black soil below. It's only 1 square meter, a truly unique dimension. Beside it was a small pool, my newly expanded fish pond. The pond and farm merged. I was very surprised. I walked toward the edge and tried to reach out, but an invisible wall blocked me. The system chimed. Only farming items allowed. Limited space per meter. Farming use only. Water and soil are for internal use only. Cannot be taken out. I used the remaining 8 crystals to upgrade the sofa cabinet. I'll use it all for seeds. With a farm for resources. Supplies mean nothing. Storing seeds is the real way. Skipping lunch. I drove toward the market street. I parked a bit inside. The ground here was cleaner. I took a cart into a seed shop. The shop was big, with plenty of stock. Grain, vegetable, and fruit seeds. And some common herb seeds. I found some big boxes. Whatever seeds were there. I took them all to the RV. Load after load. I kept going back and forth until the cabinet was full. Then I hit a tool shop nearby. I grabbed hoes and sickles. Chun Manning watched me, yelling. He's taking our tools. You thief! Stealing my stuff right in my face. Du Zitao sighed. They're just tools. They're not worth much. We've looted others too. Back on the RV. I was totally exhausted. I collapsed on the sofa. Snowy jumped up, meowing. His big eyes were so cute. I pulled him into my arms, petting him gently. He looked so happy. Then a roar from the sky. I looked out the window. A military chopper flew over. It was flying very low. The rotor wash kicked up dust. I muttered to myself, the government is moving. I need to hurry my plan, right before the outbreak. I hid in my modded RV with my cat. The RV is packed with supplies. I'm surviving to the end this time. The chopper lures the zombies to the outskirts for a purge. But the real challenge isn't the zombies, it's the environment. In the coming extreme heat, temperatures will soar up to over 60 degrees Celsius. Humans get heat stroke. Heat strokes cause fires. Nationwide internet blackout. All kinds of fires, big and small. Huge amounts of supplies are burned down. At this point, that's when humanity really gets forced into a corner. So now what I need to do is hunt down as many zombies as I can before the extreme heat hits. Collect enough cores to expand my space. Stock up supplies. How to hunt zombies faster and better. That's become the biggest problem. My first step right now is to upgrade the RV. Turn it into a powerful zombie harvester. Suddenly, I hear the system prompt. Spend 50 cores, and you can upgrade the RV. Comes with auto core collecting function. 50 cores. What are you, a bandit? Wait, you said auto core collection? Honestly, I'm kinda tempted. If I could drive the RV and collect cores automatically, that would boost my efficiency a lot. But where am I supposed to find that many cores now? Then a thought hits me. So I tell the system, let me buy on credit first. Once it's installed, I'll pay you back slowly with the cores I collect. A moment later, the system prompt sounds again, no problem. But interest will be charged. You'll owe 200 cores with interest. Hearing that, I curse the damn system in my head. You're just shameless. I grit my teeth and say fine, 200 it is. Let's get the upgrade done first. The system will upgrade your RV at night. It won't disturb your rest. Host, don't worry. With the contract set, I feel a lot lighter. So I decide to go check out the farm. This is Treading Snow's first time in here. He quietly sneaks up by the fish pond, watching the fish swim around. I start digging a little hole with a small shovel nearby. I'm gonna plant my favorite tomatoes here, all over this square meter. Treading Snow sees me busy. He comes over and helps. I toss 2 seeds. He goes over and buries them with his paw. The teamwork between human and cat is perfect. Soon enough, the work is done. The soil's at the perfect moisture for plants. I don't even need to water it. After finishing up, I pick up the dirty Treading Snow, about to give him a proper bath. But when we get back to the RV, we're both completely clean. Not a single speck of dirt. Then I realize why. The system said, soil and water from inside can't be taken out. That's why this happens. That's actually pretty nice. Saves me the trouble of changing and showering every time. After everything is done, I cuddle Treading Snow and crawl into bed. Sleep like a baby. The next morning I can't wait. I rushed out of the RV to check the upgrade. I saw at the rear bumper of the car ahead. 2 rows of sharp blade rollers had been added. Meanwhile, the system notification sounded. The switch is in the driver's cabin. The crystal nucleus collection box is under the center console. I got back in the car to check. Next to the vehicle's start-stop switch. Sure enough, there was a new red button. As I pressed the button, the rollers with blades in front started spinning fast. It looked pretty scary. If something gets caught in there, it'd be shredded in no time. I couldn't wait to test how strong it is. Right now, where are the most zombies? Definitely at the official base's zombie kill zone. All I have to do is wait on the road to the kill zone. And there will be endless zombies to kill. I started the vehicle. The RV slowly left the farmer's market. I hadn't driven far when zombies rushed at the RV, following the noise. I gave a cold laugh. Then I hit the blade roller switch. The zombies instantly got sucked in. When they came out, they were just a pile of mush. I couldn't hide my excitement. Driving this RV is just awesome. I saw a gas station up ahead. I turned in with the car, planning to fill up both tanks. This gas station is self-serve. Just scan the code and pay. Helicopters kept flying overhead, judging by the direction. I could pretty much tell where the kill zone was. Once I got gas, I immediately drove to follow them. Soon I got on a national highway. This highway was clearly set up for this. No cars on the road, and both sides were blocked by tall wire fences. After driving a bit more, lots of helicopters started circling low. Below, the place was packed with zombies. They herded the zombies here, then went back to the city to pick up the next batch of helicopters. After they left, a military truck with cages would show up. In those cages, there were live animals. The zombies on the highway got lured by the scent of meat from the caged animals, guiding them toward the kill zone. I can't imagine how intense it is inside the kill zone. I sped up, with the rollers spinning madly. One zombie after another got shredded to pieces. In the helicopters above, the pilots saw what was happening below, and were stunned. Looks like there's a pink RV among the zombies. A modded one, too. Most people run from zombies, but anyone who comes here is probably after the crystal cores. Should we report this to the squad? The main pilot thought about it. Never mind, the squad must have noticed already. No one's stopping them. Probably because they don't care. There's too many zombies to kill them all. If he wants to kill, let him kill. Not many people know what crystal cores are for yet. This guy is pretty sharp. Probably has some powers. The co-pilot agreed. The base really needs people with abilities right now. When he leaves, someone will probably talk to him. Try to get him to join the base. The helicopter circled the RV twice, then headed back toward the city. Inside the RV, I kept at it for 3 hours straight. My whole body felt numb. No more zombies showed up either. At the kill zone, I turned the RV around. and stopped facing the zombie horde. The blade rollers kept mowing zombies down. I was surprised, because inside the transparent box under the center console, there were not just crystal cores, but also a bunch of jewelry. I took the box out, dumped it on the table, and counted. There were 25 crystal cores in total. Just as I was about to celebrate, all the crystal cores suddenly vanished right before the zombie outbreak. Me and my cat hid inside our carefully modded RV. I had stocked tons of supplies in here ahead of time. I've got to survive till the end. Any crystal cores collected must first go to the system. There's 175 left right now. Hearing that, I could only accept my fate. If this damned system hadn't let me mod the RV, it never would have been this easy to collect crystal cores. After all that, I just left it alone. Took Snow with me. Ate, drank, watched some TV, and went to bed. Next morning before dawn, I came to check the crystal core box. Seeing it full really surprised me. I couldn't believe it. I was thrilled. I immediately dumped them out and started counting, one by one. I actually collected 71 crystal cores. Looks like, by tomorrow morning, I can pay off everything I owe the system. After that, everything I get is mine. Suddenly, I felt totally energized. Without wasting time, I started the RV and turned around. Target, the zombie kill zone. Today's temperature is even higher than yesterday. The AC has to run 24/7 to keep it cool. Good thing there's solar panels on the roof, so there's less stress over fuel. I munched on snacks and slowly drove down the highway. After 4 hours, the zombie kill zone finally came into view. I got up on the roof to take a look. At that moment, the power of national heavy industry really hit me. On the flat ground, 3 gigantic round metal rollers stood out, each more than 100 meters long, thicker than a building. Their surfaces were shiny smooth, and the sunlight glinted off the cold metal. Where those massive rollers connected was an even larger circular powerhouse. It drove the giant rollers to roll forward. Standing before this beast of a machine, everything else seemed tiny and weak. Huge crowds of zombies were herded onto the big central powerhouse. Wherever the rollers passed, the zombies got crushed to mush. Behind the rollers was a conveyor belt, carrying away the shredded zombie meat. If I'm right, those are sent to sorting for crystal collection. No doubt this is an official base. They managed to build something this big and efficient in such a short time. There's no way a private base could compete. Back in the RV, I decided to stay here for a few more days to collect some extra crystal cores. I'll leave once the gas is almost out. Life after that got pretty boring. I played games, petted the cat and ate when I was hungry, slept when I was tired, let the zombies outside howl all they want. I'm just taking it easy. By noon the next day, I'd not only paid back all 104 cores I owed the system, I still had 22 left. I quickly expanded a 1 cubic meter fish tank and a 9 square meter farm, all set for sustainable harvests. By the 3rd day, I already had 98 crystal cores, plus the 12 left over from yesterday. I can now expand my space by 110 cubic meters. Just as I was dreaming about my bright future, the fuel warning light came on. I had no idea. When I looked, I was shocked. I'm almost out of gas. Didn't expect the zombie harvester to burn so much fuel. I quickly started the car and got off the highway. Then I set the GPS to the nearest gas station. I arrived at the gas station, but I didn't rush to fill up. First, I expanded both fuel tanks, added 30 cubic meters to each one. With that done, with a full tank, the RV can easily run hundreds of thousands of miles. No more worrying about fuel. Besides that, the water tank needs an upgrade too. Use 30 upgrades for the fresh water tank and 20 for the purified water tank. After topping off both fuel tanks, I opened my phone's navigation app, getting ready to find my next stop. Suddenly, a helicopter came roaring from the distance. It hovered right above me. When it was about 10 meters above the ground, a few figures jumped out of the cabin. Thud, thud, thud. Big craters formed where they landed. But these guys were fine. They walked straight towards me. I frowned, getting wary. Their whole bodies were hardened. Metal-type powers, maybe. In the apocalypse, people with powers are at the top of the food chain. Every base wants them. So why are these metal ability users looking for me?
Hello.
My name's Zhang Hanyu. I'm in charge of the official base construction. We detected that you might have metal powers. We're here to invite you to join our base. I look totally confused. What did you say? You think I'm a metal power user? You must be mistaken. Zhang Hanyu didn't believe it. Your RV's metal is so reinforced that even a bunch of zombies can't leave a mark. Even if not precisely metal, you must have some other ability. Think it over. If you have any requests, just say it. If we can make it happen, we will. But I'm really not. And I can't reveal anything about the system. So I just put on a cold, distant face and told them I'm not interested. You guys should leave. Seeing how firm I was, Zhang Hanyu helplessly handed me his business card. My contact info and address are on here. If you ever change your mind, come find me. I took the card, shook his hand symbolically, and watched them leave by helicopter. But the very next second, I realized my hand had turned metallic.
It looked seriously cool.
I was totally shocked. Could I really be a metal power user? Why didn't I notice before? No matter how much I thought about it, I couldn't figure it out. Whatever awakening powers is always a good thing. I got back in the RV, turned on the GPS. Then I noticed a water plant nearby, not far from the gas station. This spot could work. Perfect place to fill the newly expanded water tanks. Started the engine, headed for the water plant. Inside, a 5-person rescue team from the official base was moving out. This was their first mission as a team. Their goal was to evacuate survivors safely and take away the water purification equipment. Zombies. Jinkin, help me. Men King crouched in the corner, face pale as a sheet, looking like a delicate flower in a storm. Right before the zombie outbreak, my cat and I hid in our heavily modified RV. I'd packed it with lots of supplies beforehand. I was determined to survive till the end. Her shouting quickly drew all the nearby zombies. They all came snarling our way. The other 4 were pissed. Yeah, they all had powers, but all just basic level types. A dozen zombies was fine. But now there were hundreds swarming over. They just couldn't handle it. But they couldn't leave Meng Qingyu behind. Since he's a rare spatial power user, they'd need him to collect the equipment later. Jiu Jincheng's face went dark, summoning ice arrows one after another. He took down some zombies. But new ones kept coming immediately. They just kept coming. No end in sight. Dao Yurong cursed loudly. Shut up already. Yell all you want, damn it. You got a death wish or what? If you don't want to live, don't drag us down. We still want to survive. Jiu Jincheng stayed silent. He was sick of Meng Qingyu too. Life and death situation. And he's just holding us back. So freaking dumb. Meng Qingyu got pissed after getting yelled at. You know who my dad is? How dare you talk to me like that? If we get out, you won't have it easy. And I'm a rare spatial power user. The higher-ups said. You can't let me die no matter what. After the zombie outbreak, Jiu Jincheng awakened his ice powers. Meng Qingyu got spatial abilities, and his dad Meng Hanyuan donated supplies to the official base. He got a spot as the logistics chief, mainly in charge of base supply distribution. That's a big deal at the seed base. He handles the resources, so most people treat him with respect. Dao Yurong gritted her teeth. So you're really just gonna let us die? If we die, you think you'll make it out alive? Meng Qingyu couldn't win the argument, and just whined to Ji Jinkin. Jinkin, look, he's bullying me. Aren't you going to say something? Jiu Jinkin didn't bother with him. He thought, what the hell did I marry? If this were Meng Shiwang, none of this would be happening. Jiu Jincheng suggested, we can't keep waiting. We have to get out of here. Or we'll be stuck here till we die. Dao Yurong was furious. Look at your precious wife. Make her get up and walk. If she keeps acting like this, I'm not staying here to die with her. Jiu Jincheng asked Meng Qingyu, can you walk? We can't stay here. Meng Qingyu whimpered. My legs are too weak from fear. I can't stand up. Then just let him die here. Dao Yurong and the other 2 teammates just turned and left quickly. Meng Qingyu saw that and suddenly jumped to his feet. What, you really want to leave me to die? Jiu Jincheng had to resist the urge to throw Meng Qingyu to the zombies and yelled, cut the crap, and keep up with me. Once Meng Qingyu saw they weren't bluffing, his legs suddenly worked, and he wasn't scared anymore. He stuck close behind Jiu Jinkin. The five fought zombies. While moving along the wall toward the factory door, things weren't looking good. Leiji sent out his last bolt of lightning, completely exhausting his powers. We have no choice but to fight our way out. And Duan looks just as heavy-hearted. We don't have much ammo left. We'll run out pretty soon. Then he seemed to think of something.
He asked Jiu Jincheng.
Men King Yu's space can hide people, right? If we really can't get out, we can just hide in Men King Yu's space first. Then we'll figure something else out. Before Jiu Jincheng could answer, Men King Yu snorted coldly from the back. Just now you didn't care about me. You all left by yourselves? And now you want to get into my space? Keep dreaming. All three looked pissed. Why did we get stuck with such a stubborn teammate? What bad luck. Jiu Jincheng said in a low voice, King Yu, we're on the same team. They stayed behind to protect you. You can't be like this. Men King Yu's tone softened. Fine, since Jinkin spoke up, I'll let them into my space. But I'll deal with them when we get back. They risked their lives just to protect you. And you still want to get back at us? I'm done with you. Dao Yurong aimed her gun at Men King Yu. Just then, a loud mechanical rumble caught everyone's attention. They all looked over. A pink RV slowly rolled up outside the factory. At the front of the RV, spinning blade rollers were mowing down zombies one after another. Dao Yurong quickly took out a flashlight and flashed it toward the RV, trying to get the driver's attention. Jiu Jincheng's face changed the moment he saw that RV. Men King Yu looked surprised and hostile too. Meng Xuan is actually alive? Why did she come here? Inside the RV, I already noticed the situation here. I wasn't planning to get involved, but seeing all those zombies gathered, I just couldn't resist mowing them down. I drove the RV right to the factory door and plowed straight into the zombie horde. Then I parked and waited. My spinning blades shredded them all. Once the zombies were mostly wiped out, I finally saw the group I blocked earlier. Jiu Jincheng and Men King Yu. What a small world. Thinking about what those two did in our last life, I couldn't help but feel angry. Men King Yu saw the look in Jiu Jincheng's eye and punched him. Why are you looking at her like that? Can't get over her yet. Jiu Jincheng couldn't take it anymore. Are you done fussing? You almost got us killed. If it weren't for Men King Yu, we'd all be dead by now. Can't forget your ex, huh? Now you think she's better than me in every way? Back when you cheated on her with me, you sure didn't think that. Damn, this is juicy. The three onlookers were getting numb from all the drama. Never expected to hear such gossip. Men King Yu pointed at the RV and cursed loudly. Meng Xuan, it's the apocalypse. And you still have the guts to follow Jiu Jincheng everywhere. We're already married. He's my husband now. You better move on. Jiu Jincheng felt utterly embarrassed. He went to pull Men King Yu away. Are you done yet? Men King Yu was fuming. What's with your attitude? Are you taking her side now? I'm just telling the truth. She probably heard you were here, so she came looking for you. Who doesn't know Meng Xuan is head over heels for you? Meanwhile, I hopped off the RV with my shovel and walked toward Men King Yu. Before the apocalypse, my half-sister stole my fiancé and took my upgraded RV, so I got killed by zombies. But what I didn't expect was to bump into these two awful people after being reborn. The next second, I punched him hard, right in his ugly face. Men King Yu went flying, 2 meters away, hit the ground with a thud. She looked totally shocked and in disbelief. I cracked a cold smile. The metallic glow on my right hand faded. The three onlookers were all stunned. A metal-type ability. He's actually a metal-type superhuman. The three looked secretly pleased. This is awesome. Finally, someone can put that B*Chi woman in her place. Jiu Jincheng glanced at her swollen pig face and saw Men King Yu had passed out. His eyes were cold. Then he walked up to me looking all sincere. I only had a business engagement with Men King Yu. My heart always belonged to you. If this was before the apocalypse, his fake sweet talk would have made me happy for days. But now it just makes me sick. I aimed my shovel at Jiu Jincheng's head and swung it hard.
Ban!
Jiu Jincheng got totally knocked silly and almost couldn't stand. I glared coldly. eyes full of killing intent at both of them. You two bastards, I'll kill you today. Jiu Jincheng got scared and sensed things were going south,
He tried to block with his arm.
but got a big gash instantly. I swung my shovel again, but Meng Qingyu suddenly lunged over and used her spatial power, taking Jiu Jincheng with her and vanishing. I put away my shovel, feeling a bit regretful. Such a great chance, but they still got away. Meanwhile, I noticed something weird with my body again. This feeling is just like when I awakened a fine-tuned power. I tried testing it out. In the next second, the shovel in my hand vanished. My eyes lit up. I used my mind to look around. The shovel was back in position. Then, with my mind again, I tried to take out an ice cream cone from my space, and the cone really appeared in my hand. Spatial ability. I couldn't believe it. I actually awakened a spatial power, and it's linked to the space inside the RV. Now, when gathering supplies, I won't need to haul stuff trip after trip. Just store everything instantly with my power. Leiji almost doubted his eyes. A spatial superhuman. I thought he was metal type. Dual abilities. That's even rarer than just spatial power. Dual superpowers. No one's had that at base yet. Dao Yurong cried out in shock. After thinking for a bit, I used my power again. A little ice arrow appeared in my hand. Ice type power. He's got 3 different abilities. The 3 onlookers were even more stunned. They figured they must have run into a serious boss today. Next thing I knew, I was suddenly in front of Dao Yurong. I grinned and said, "Hey there, pretty girl. What's your ability?" Dao Yurong was flattered. She quickly replied, "Sis, I'm a wood-type power user." I reached out my hand. "Nice to meet you." Dao Yurong hardly grabbed my hands. She said excitedly, "I'm really happy to meet you. Are you really a triple-type ability user?" I just smiled and didn't answer. I handed her an ice cream.
It's hot.
Cool down, Dao Yurong quickly took it. "Thanks, boss." Then I looked at Ji Wen next to us. I reached out and asked with a smile, "What about you?" Handsome Ji Wen instantly reached and shook hands.
He said excitedly, "Sis."
"I don't eat ice cream." Cao Yurong slapped him. "Who asked if you eat ice cream?" "Sis is asking what's your ability." Oh, I have breath-type powers." And Ji Wen looked really awkward. I handed him a cold Coke. "It's hot, so no ice cream. Just drink something happy." And Ji Wen quickly grabbed it. He thanked me again and bowed again. Leiji was actually pretty smart. Didn't wait for me to ask. He stepped up and grabbed my hand. "Boss, I'm Leiji. I'm a lightning-type power user." I nodded. I smiled at the 3 and said, "I'm not the nicest person. Hope you all keep today's events hush-hush." Dao Yurong quickly promised. "Don't worry, boss. We only saw what happened between Meng Qingyu and Jiu Jinken. We don't know anything else. A triple-type power user, plus decisive and ruthless moves. This woman right here will surely make a big mark in the apocalypse." The 3 of them instantly spoke up. "Boss, any plans next? If you ever need helpers, please remember us. We're willing to follow you." I casually replied, then walked into the water plant. Watching me walk away, the 3 whispered triple-type powers. "That's so enviable. Hope the boss needs us someday." At that moment, I stared at the lightning in my palm, smirked. I'm not just a triple-type power user. Right now, I'm a 6-type power user. And my real ability is actually copying. As long as I make contact with someone, I can copy their power, make it mine. I walked around the water, pool, checking carefully all around. Made sure the water here was clean. No zombies contaminated it. I put my hand in the pool, activated my mind, filled the fresh water tank and purified water tank in seconds. Then I shifted my thoughts. The next second appeared in the RV. Treading snow saw me suddenly appear and got startled. Little head confused. Clearly couldn't figure out what was going on. I got into the driver's seat, opened the crystal core box, counted 12 in total, upgraded them all right away. The water tanks are at the factory now. Gotta stock up on water before leaving. Then I tried to use my mind to go back to the plant. I filled up the newly expanded 12 cubic meter space. Turned out that didn't work. Looks like I can only get back to the RV from the outside. But can't leave the RV straight to the outside. So, helplessly, I had to walk over again. The 3 still squatting in the same spot. were shocked to see me come out of the RV. They were really surprised. Whoa, this boss learned to teleport, huh? That's insane. Seeing the three just standing there, I asked, "Why are you guys still here?" Daoyalong quickly explained, "We're waiting for Meng Qingyu and Jiu Jinken." Hearing that, I raised an eyebrow and asked, "Those two will come out here again?" "Yeah, Meng Qingyu can't teleport. She has to come out the same way she went in. We're just waiting for them to get out. We still have missions to finish after they do." "I see, then." I gave a sly grin and told them, "Aren't you still looking for survivors? You guys go ahead. I'll keep watch here for you." Right before the zombie apocalypse, my half-sister stole my fiancé, and she took off with my modified RV. I ended up getting killed by zombies because of her. But what I didn't expect was, after I was reborn, I bumped into those two scumbags. I sat on the steps nearby, snacking on seeds and playing with my phone. About an hour went by. Those two finally came out of the space. I reacted fast and swung my shovel straight at their throats. But Meng Qingyu reacted quickly too, instantly using her powers. Both of them vanished again. And so I kept waiting until dusk. Neither of them came out again. No point wasting time with these two cowards. It's almost 50 degrees outside now. Can't stay out here at all. I'll just wait for another chance to off them. I stood up and headed to the RV. Back in the RV, I took a cold shower first and changed into something cooler. It's just going to get hotter from here. I don't want to go out anymore. I've decided to just chill somewhere. 20 minutes later, I parked the AV safely on the highway. The blade rollers kept mowing down zombies nonstop. Then I took treading snow with me to the farm, wanting to try out my wood power ability. Treading snow really loves it here. He got so excited the moment we arrived. He's running around everywhere. Wood abilities can control plants and also speed up their growth. I crouched on the ground, trying to focus my mind on tomato seeds. My power slowly flowed out. Under my wood power's boost, the tomato seeds grew super fast. In the blink of an eye, they were about 4 inches tall. When I ran out of energy, the tomatoes stopped growing. I frowned because based on what I know from my last life, powers are ranked from level 1 to 10. The higher you go, the stronger you get. I'm probably still between level 1 and 2 now. It's way too weak. If I tried growing everything in the farm, I'd probably only get tiny sprouts. But back in my previous life, there were rumors that the base was working on a powerful enhancer serum. Normal people could awaken powers after drinking it, and powered people could level up. I thought for a bit, then asked the system, "Do you know about the power enhancer serum?" Power enhancer serum, 100 energy crystals per vial. Power replenisher serum, 50 energy crystals per vial. The replenisher is for when you run out of power, and it will recharge you fast. Both items are great. In the 3 years after the apocalypse last life, even the base couldn't figure it out. But the system actually sells it here. If word got out, all powered people would go nuts for this. But honestly, this stuff is way too expensive. I've only got about 20 or 30 crystals right now at most. Maybe I can bargain with the system. But before I could even say a word, the system's urgent alert went off. Warning! RV is locked and under attack. It might tip over in the coming explosion. Do you want to spend all crystals for protection? Under attack and locked on. Once I realized what was happening, I quickly looked out the window and saw in the dark a helicopter hovering over the RV. A man stood at the door, fiddling with a giant pack of explosives. I was shocked inside and yelled at the system, "Yes! I'd rather lose all my crystals. I can always earn more. But if the RV tips, that's a huge problem." The next second, the massive package fell from the sky. Flames and black smoke swallowed the whole RV. Even the surrounding zombies got blown away. 2 more huge explosions followed. Massive flames roared down the highway, sending thick smoke everywhere. Inside the helicopter, the man at the door scoffed. "A little nobody like that. And they want us from Shama to take care of it. The organization set up such a big deal for this. Total overkill." Shama? The organization is a small group in the official base. They look for supplies, refuse to kill zombies. So it's kind of a harmless group. But if there's a job to kill, they get called up. As long as they pay enough, they'll do it. The pilot said, "Nothing we could do. The pay was just too good." They said, As long as we take out this Meng Shuan, we'd get a little grain silo. Who could turn that down? Just finish the job, get back and get paid. Don't worry, it's a sure thing. She's just a low-level beginner metal power user. There's no way she could survive those explosives. The pilot grinned. All right, just record a short video of the scene. Then we go back and report. The man took out his phone, aimed it downward, but suddenly frowned. The more he looked, the weirder it was. On the battered highway, the RV sat there totally fine. Not even a broken window. No way. Even if she upgraded that RV, it can't withstand that much explosive. He was in complete disbelief. And then he saw a woman press up against the windshield and flip him off. He was so mad his face went white. He grabbed another pack of explosives, ready for round 2. Inside the RV, I yelled at the system. Does the system have any weapons for sale? The system replied, yeah, but you don't have any crystals. Give me a powerful weapon. I want to take down that helicopter. Let me owe the crystals. I'll pay back double later. Weapons store is now open. Host, please pick your own. Crystals will be deducted automatically afterward. A virtual screen popped up instantly, filled with all kinds of weapons like an arsenal. From pistols and grenades, to planes and tanks, to missiles and nukes. I was stunned by all of it. After scrolling through everything, I picked one priced at 150 crystals. RPG Smart Tracking Rocket Launcher. I grabbed the RPG and climbed onto the RV immediately. After locking on target, I pressed the button. Whoosh! The rocket shot straight toward the helicopter. The reckless pilot reacted fast. He changed direction right away. Swerved the chopper, but it was useless. Because I'm using the most advanced smart tracking RPG. Suddenly, a huge boom echoed in the sky. The helicopter exploded instantly, like fireworks lighting up the land. Back inside the RV, I went over everything that happened today. Beat up those 2 jerks in the daytime. And then someone came for my life at night. I knew exactly who's behind it. Right now, I can't wait to head to the base and take down those 2 bastards. But then I remembered I still owe the system 300 energy cores. I have to hold back for a few more days. Once I pay off the energy cores, I'll get an ability booster. Then go for revenge at the base. A factory on the outskirts of the base. The top floor is decked out in luxury. This is the headquarters of the Sharm organization. At this moment, lying on the couch, a man eating sashimi and sipping wine, is Yao Feng, the founder of Sharm. Just then, a man rushed in. Boss, there's news. Did you get him? Yao Feng took a big gulp of wine. Enjoying himself, the man looked panicked and answered fearfully. Boss, he got killed instead. At that, Yao Feng's hand shook with the wine glass, and wine went all the way up his nose. After the zombie apocalypse broke out, my half-sister not only stole my fiancé, but also hired 2 assassins with big money to try to take me out. Luckily, the RV system kicked in on time. I came out totally fine, and even killed both of them. Once the boss found out the truth, he decided to send the base's strongest ability user. Where's Shenpeng? Tell him to grab his gear. No matter what, we have to take out this Ming Xuan. Shenpeng is a speed ability user. He's also level 3, making him the strongest one in Sharm. Yao Feng paid a lot just to recruit him for the organization. I don't believe that woman could handle an ambush from a fully armed speed ability user, fully geared up. On the 4th day, I finally paid off the 300 energy cores I owed. There's still 202 left, so I pulled up the shop right away. Bought 2 ability boosters. 200 energy cores disappeared from the table, replaced by 2 milky white long glass vials. The vials were tiny, just thin little ones in my hand. The milky liquid inside even shimmered. Without hesitation, I drank it all down. The liquid spread inside me. I could feel power surging across my body, filled every inch. But as for how much my ability improved, I'll only know once I try. So I decided to head to the base right now. I drove the RV through the suburbs. I could see above the city, huge plumes of black smoke rising now and then. It's 60 degrees out. Fires and accidents happen really easily. And this is just the beginning. As I passed the shopping street, I looked around. All the stores were selling clothes or bedding. I opened my collection box. Picked up 5 energy cores on the way, plus the 2 left from this morning. I've got 7 now. I parked the RV on the side of the street, opened the RV's perspective map, used all 7 cores to expand the wardrobe storage. Bedding and clothes aren't stocked up yet. Now's the chance. Time to grab a new batch. Just as I was about to get out, a loud bang suddenly rang out. A bullet hit the glass right next to me. The glass didn't break, but I could tell right away. It was a powerful sniper rifle shot. I looked out the window, coldly scanning every corner around. Shen Peng was hiding at the corner with his sniper rifle, eyes wide open, totally in shock. Seriously, the sniper can't break that window. Isn't she a precision ability user? She shouldn't be able to boost glass, right? This chick is weird for sure. Well, if that's the case, I have no choice but to face her head on. Kill her with my ability. When it comes to abilities, Shen Peng's super confident. There are many level 3s in the base, and he's got a unique speed ability. Shen Peng threw away the sniper rifle, stood in front of the RV and yelled, "Come out! Let's fight one-on-one." Since he was already in front of the RV, I'd be rude not to do anything. So I started the engine and charged at him, but the man in front vanished instantly, leaving only a blur. I frowned. A speed user. Pretty rare. So I decided to get out and face him. I wanted his speed ability, and I also wanted to see how strong I was after those 2 boosters. I stopped not far from Shen Peng and stood still. I calmly asked, "Who sent you?" "When you're about to die, I'll tell you everything you want to know." Shen Peng was already smiling, sure he'd win. He lunged forward, rushing at me. Moving so fast he left no afterimage. But before his knife could reach my throat, he felt a chill in his chest. He looked down. A slender metal flower arm pierced his chest. A little squeeze would crush his heart. How is this possible? "She's faster than me?" Staring at his shocked face, I said softly, "You're way too slow. Now tell me, who sent you?" Shen Peng clenched his teeth. All he wished was for Yao Feng to look after his family.
Take care of them for his sake.
I snorted coldly at this, tightened my grip. A heart-crushing sound echoed. Shen Peng lost all strength, collapsed to the ground, looking at my hand shining red with metal. I grinned, copied another new ability. Those 2 ability boosters really worked. Before leaving, I took all the man's gear. 1 sniper, 1 pistol, and a bunch of ammo. I'll probably need them later. After that, I took treading snow into a sports store. Found some down jackets on sale, but mostly spring and summer clothes. I didn't care about the style. As long as it fit me, I stored them all away. And I cleared out the neighboring stores too. Swept everything clean. Kept going until I filled 7 containers. Then I stopped. It was around 5 p.m. I drove to the outskirts of the base. A tall electric fence surrounded the base. A long line formed at the entrance for checks. If an infected person got in, the whole base would be in trouble. The line was split into 2. One was for those who couldn't walk. They stood under a sunshade by the road, still sweating like crazy in the heat. Some people used mini fans to cool off. But with 140-degree heat, it was useless. The other group arrived by car. Looking around, there were all kinds of vehicles. Cars had a seat inside, so it was better than standing outside. I queued at the end of the car line in my modified pink RV, which really stood out.
Inside, I sipped on ice Coke.
Controlling the RV and slowly moving up with the line. Meanwhile, a bald guy was watching everything in my RV, his eyes cold and greedy. The man beside him whispered, "Bro, that RV's nice stuff." Of course I know it's good stuff. Once inside, just follow her. She's just a young girl. We can easily deal with her, right? They exchanged glances, their faces twisting into evil grins. After the zombie apocalypse broke out, my half-sister not only stole my fiancé, but even hired 2 underground hitmen to have me killed. Luckily, my RV's defense system kicked in just in time. I got out completely unharmed, and even took down both of them. About 10 minutes later, a worker in a neon suit was waving a little yellow flag, guiding me to drive into an auto wash station. After parking, I got out holding treading snow. A strong smell of disinfectant hit me. I realized the station used disinfectant water inside. It cleans off any zombie virus on the RV. Treading snow started panting right after getting out. I quietly made some frost in my palm and put it on his head to cool him off, following the instructions on the sign. I entered a small glass room next to it. As soon as I stood in place, the door locked automatically. Disinfectant mist sprayed from all sides. Once disinfected, I followed the signs again and entered a smaller room further inside. There was a sea in there, much cooler than outside. Behind the glass counter sat a woman in a hazmat suit, dressed head to toe in white. She pulled up my sleeve, revealing my arm, and drew blood, speaking coldly. Her tone was impatient. A blood test was to check for any zombie virus inside you. I'd done this process plenty in my past life. I did what she said. Soon she had a vial of my blood. She told me to wait nearby, saying the results would only take a few minutes. I sat there bored, waiting for the results. Treading Snow looked around curiously, his face full of wonder. Suddenly, a piercing alarm blared. The woman in the suit shot up, staring at me in shock. I immediately sensed trouble. That machine hardly ever went off, unless something big happened. At the same moment, she exclaimed in panic, "Are you an Esper?" Turns out the machine detects not only the zombie virus, it can also pick up ability waves in your blood. I nodded calmly. But then she got even more shocked, shouting, "You're a level 5 Esper. You know, no one here has ever reached level 4 yet." Now suddenly there's a level 5. No wonder she was stunned. Espers have 10 levels. Level 1 to 3 are low rank. Levels 3 to 6 are mid rank. Levels 7 to 9 are high rank. And level 10 is the max. Each advancement is a big deal. I was surprised too. Didn't expect that machine to detect levels too. After drinking 2 ability boosters, I'm now at level 5. So that means 100 pounds and 1 booster shot was actually worth it. Looking at the excited woman inside, I calmly asked, "Can I leave now?" She was much friendlier now. "Sure. Hope you enjoy living in the base." She watched me leave, eyes filled with envy. I hugged Treading Snow and got back in the RV, started the engine, and drove into the next room. At that moment, a man in a hazmat suit, carrying a sprayer, walked up and said, "Indoor inspection and disinfection." He stepped into the RV. Chilled air hit him in the face. He froze for a second. But when he saw the inside of the RV, he was even more shocked. Snacks and supplies everywhere. He opened the fridge and saw it packed with cold sodas and fruit. Chilled drinks are a huge temptation for anyone in this heat. Holding his spray gun, he said, "Inspection inside the vehicle is done. No issues. You can go." I followed the directions and kept driving. There were flat parks on both sides, but the plants there were completely dried up. Looking farther out, the city was filled with high-rises, but everything was different now. Just as I was about to start driving again, I saw a whole crowd surrounding the front of my RV. Everyone gave me a big, welcoming smile. I was a little confused, but I soon spotted a familiar face, the guy who jumped off the helicopter, the precision Esper who invited me to join the build team. I got out of the car, walked up to Jiang Hanyu, and asked, "You guys need something from me?" Jiang Hanyu smiled warmly. "Last time, I invited you to join our team. Have you thought it over? Free meals, free housing, a private dorm room with a C, plus you get paid." As he kept listing more, another man pushed him aside and grinned at me. "Hey, join our rescue team. We'll pay you triple whatever you offered." Now I understood. Just had my blood tested. And now the news reached the higher-ups. These people were here to recruit me. I smiled slightly. "You guys probably know why I came to the base, right?" The room went silent. They just exchanged uneasy glances, but no one answered. I laughed and said, "If anyone helps me kill Meng Qingyu and Yu Jinkin, I'll join your team. And I don't need any pay." Nobody said a word, not to mention Meng Qingyu and Yu Jinkin's status. Both their families are rich, and they've contributed a ton to building this base. Both families have seniors in important positions at the base. They have status, even if they didn't have those backgrounds. One has rare spatial powers, the other ice powers. You can't just kill someone just to recruit a level 5 mutant. Would you really kill him for that? Jiang Hanyu leaned in and whispered, "Join my team. Just do your thing. I never interfere in my team members' private lives. The others stared wide-eyed at Zhang Hanyu, and all agreed right away. Yeah, we totally respect everyone's privacy. We never interfere. I shrugged. Then there's nothing to talk about. Move, please. I'm outta here. Seeing that I wasn't budging at all, everyone had to step aside. They let me go. A little ways away. A few men squatted among the withered shrubs in the park, keeping watch on the road. Boss, something's fishy. Those people don't look ordinary. What are they saying? Does that young girl have connections inside the base? The bald guy doubted it. If she had connections, would she be standing here on a hot day, chatting by the street for so long? It's gotta be something with her RV. Those people are probably questioning her. If I'm right, that RV is pretty big inside. It's probably loaded with supplies. The other's eyes lit up right away. Boss, if we get our hands on that RV, not only can we have air conditioning, we won't go hungry either. The bald guy wiped sweat from his head and said, let's follow and see what happens first. Then we make our move. Since the zombie apocalypse broke out, my half-sister not only stole my fiancé, she even hired 2 underground killers for a high price to take me out. Luckily, my RV's system kicked in just in time. I got away without a scratch, and even took out both of them, the headquarters of the Kill 'Em All organization. Yao Feng was doing pull-ups in big boxer shorts, muscles bulging on his body. Just then, a nervous lackey rushed over. Boss, Shanteng. Yao Feng put down his weights, wiped the sweat off his forehead and said, good, as long as he's dead. No need to report back to me. The lackey, seeing how confident he was, mumbled quietly, boss, Shanteng is dead. Yao Feng cleaned his ear. His face turned cold. What did you just say? Say that again. The lackey was about to cry. Someone just saw a pink RV enter the base. Looked just like our target. After checking, we found out Shenpeng failed the hit and got taken out instead. Yao Feng's eyes went bloodshot in an instant. Shenpeng was a level 3 speed mutant. How could a woman kill him? The lackey shrunk his neck and continued. According to the base's blood testing, the target is a level 5 mutant. When Yan was about to lose it, he slumped down on the couch. Can you believe this? Our very first job and the organization hits a wall. The lackey asked cautiously, boss, are we still killing them? Yao Feng gritted his teeth. We have to kill them. Send someone to keep watch. Don't act rashly. Wait for the right moment to take him out with one blow. This isn't just about a job anymore. It's become personal. The more Yao Feng thought about it, the angrier he got. He stood up and headed out. His guys followed closely behind. Boss, where are you going? Damn it. The info from our client was wrong. We took a huge loss. I'm going to settle this with him. Meanwhile, inside the base hospital, Meng Qingyu was in a private room, furious. How could he possibly be a level 5 Esper? No way. Last time Professor said he was still level 3. Meng Qingyu got some teeth knocked out by me. He talked with a lisp, yet he was still cussing me out non-stop. He couldn't accept it. Even more, he couldn't accept I was stronger, he muttered viciously. So what if he's a level 5? I have plenty of ways to kill him. I drove my RV and parked by the registration hall. Anyone staying at the base has to get a new ID here. Got out of the RV, used my ice power, formed a layer of frost around myself to keep away the heat. The hall was hot too. Everyone in line was drenched in sweat. The whole place reeked of sweat. After over 10 minutes, I handed over my ID. Sighed, I don't need a place to stay. Just give me a parking spot with shade. The staff quickly processed my base permit and handed it over. Seed Base, Hay City, Jianhu Community. Parking spot 809. I'd been there 10 days. It was getting dark. The community was next to a park. There was a big lake in the park. The environment was great. I parked my RV in the spot. The spot was wide and had a sunshade above, in a dark corner. The bald guy who'd been following me spoke up. Based on what I saw along the way, we can rob him. The guy next to him looked confused. What exactly did you figure out, bro? You know, nothing. First, he's got no connections. No powers either. People with connections wouldn't live here. Powered folks don't stay here either. The others got excited when they heard that. Bro, when do we move? The bald guy glanced at the RV, said wait. After the woman sleeps, we'll start. Inside the RV, treading snow and I had dinner. We didn't shower or sleep yet. Just chilled on the sofa playing games. Suddenly, it was already 1 a.m. The guys squatting outside were hot and tired. They couldn't take it much longer. One man complained, it's 1 a.m. Why hasn't he gone to sleep yet? Should we just do it now? It's just him after all. The bald guy wiped sweat from his forehead. Let's go. They grabbed their tools and headed to the RV. Just then, the lights inside the RV went off. The bald guy got excited, awesome. He's finally asleep. Luck's on our side. But soon they realized, no matter how hard they tried, they couldn't get the door open at all. The bald guy got mad. He swung a big hammer at the window. Glass didn't even crack. He himself got bounced back several feet. The bald guy landed hard on his butt. He was stunned. Bro, did you even try? There's not even a dent in the glass. Hearing his guy's doubts, the bald guy was speechless. I went all out. What kind of glass is this? So tough. Bro, let me do it. A big guy picked up the hammer and slammed it hard on the window. He flew even further than the bald guy. He sat on the ground, totally shocked. Even bulletproof glass isn't this strong. Another guy called out, man, you're dumb. Try another window, da. The group started going around smashing the RV. They all ended up exhausted. But the RV didn't even have a scratch. The bald guy cursed and angrily. What the hell is this RV made of? I bet it's bulletproof. At that moment, a few people suddenly rushed out from the darkness,
Carrying bricks.
and smashed the bald guy and his crew on the head. They all went down instantly. Totally blindsided. I had been secretly watching from inside the RV, confused. I wanted to get out and check, but those figures disappeared fast. Next morning, I started my RV, ready to kill some zombies, get some crystal cores. But then 3 familiar faces rushed in front of my RV, Dao Yilong, Anjuan, and Lei Ji. Before I could speak, Dao Yilong yelled anxiously, Boss. Help us, boss. I stayed silent, expression cold. Why should your lives matter to me? When I didn't answer, Dao Yilong got nervous. Boss, we've got a mission. Will you go with us? All the loot is yours. There's loot too? I raised my eyebrow and asked, what's the job? Go to Central People's Hospital to save a water esper. We got a strict order from above. We have to bring them back. But that's Central Hospital. There are too many zombies to kill them all. It's a suicide mission. Will you come with us? All supplies in the hospital are yours. Just help us bring the survivor back. Anjuan and Lei Ji looked hopeful. Central Hospital is one of the biggest in Haikeng. Tons of medicine stocked inside. Everything's there. Even the medical equipment is top-notch. I knew I had to grab this stuff.
Plus,
I could copy a new water power too. I asked right away, are we leaving now? Since the world ended, I thought I was the only one who'd been reborn. But turns out my sister who killed me was the same man knew even more. In the hospital room, Meng Qingyu answered the phone coldly. Did they leave the base? After getting confirmation, Meng Qingyu let out a cold laugh. Meng Shuang, you're not coming back alive this time. Next, Meng Qingyu looked at Jiu Jincheng nearby and said, Darling, I awakened a new power. That surprised Jiu Jincheng. His impatience disappeared. He instantly looked attentive. Babe, what power did you awaken? Precognition. Meng Qingyu's voice was cold and clear. No emotion at all, because only he knows. He hasn't awakened any powers at all. He traveled back from the apocalypse after 10 years. He knows all the disasters coming in the next decade. And every major event. When he says that, it's just to hide the truth about his rebirth. Jiu Jincheng walked over, full of hope. Future sight ability. You can see what'll happen in the future? Meng Qingyu spoke calmly. The biggest power station in Haikeng will catch fire in 10 days. The fire will spread. The lines will get burnt. Power and internet will cut off completely. There will be fires big and small, the whole extreme heat period. The extreme heat ends in about 2 months. Then acid rain starts. Acid rain is very corrosive. The soil will get ruined. Nothing can grow there for years. After the acid rain, Haikeng will get hit by a tsunami. After that, the temperature drops suddenly. It will turn into a deep freeze, the apocalypse. Jiu Jincheng suddenly felt really heavy inside. So, Will the apocalypse ever end? Mankinyu looked a bit unsure. I don't know. If someone can break the pattern, it can end. If not, maybe it'll never end. Once I'm discharged, I'll have my dad get me into the Beijing research team. That might be the only way out. 10 years of the apocalypse. Meng Qingyu went through a lot. And learned a lot too. She gave a few suggestions. Maybe that'll speed up the crystal core research process. Right now, I'm on my way to Haiking Central Hospital, past a gas station on the way. I pulled in to check. Luckily, there's still gas in the tank. From now on, gas will only get more rare. So check out every gas station you can find. I took out my last 34 crystal cores, split them, 17 each for diesel and gas tanks. Filled both tanks all the way up. Then I kept driving. I went where the zombies were thickest. Got to gather more crystal cores to expand storage. Need to stock up on medical gear and meds once I get to the hospital. An hour later, I opened the crystal core box. Counted 63 cores in total. I checked the RV's blueprint. Used all 63 cores to upgrade the medicine cabinet. Then Dao Yuren called me boss. We finished the task you gave us. We're waiting at the spot you picked. Before setting out, knowing there are tons of zombies around the hospital, I knew just one RV couldn't handle it. So I gave Dao Yuren's team a mission. Have them get 3 vehicles to back me up. About 10 minutes later, I got to the meeting point. From a distance, I saw 3 cars parked by the road. 2 tracked wreckers. Metal plates all around. Long metal spikes welded on the plates. And each has a huge claw, Leiji excitedly told me. They built these just for this mission. Not only can they fight zombies, but also clear the road. There's also a big truck, all covered in steel around the body and wheels. It's totally an apocalypse vehicle. I handed out walkie-talkies I'd prepped. 1 for each person. The wreckers take point. Truck in the middle, I'm in the back. Everyone got in their cars. A tiny convoy rolled down the road. Leiji led the way. He spoke into the walkie-talkie. Sis, we heading straight to the hospital?
I said, yeah.
If any zombies come at us, just run them over. Don't stop the car. The wreckers use their claws to move abandoned cars blocking the road. Dao Yuren and I followed behind. The deeper we went, the more clogged it got. Lots of zombies heard the engines and gathered over. More and more of them. Hao Yuren called over the walkie-talkie. Boss, should we get out and clear a path? Or we'll get trapped soon. But before he finished, I stepped outside the car. Icicles floated all around me. Dozens of finger-sized icicles shot out, wiped out a bunch of zombies. Then, I took a tiny seed from my pocket, used my ability to sprout 2 vines, controlled the vines easily. When zombies charged in, I wrapped them around their necks. A quick tug, and the zombies' heads just tore off. Dao Yuren was stunned. Metal, space, ice, and wood powers 4 types at once. Boss really has all 4. Then the ground suddenly rumbled, like waves tossing zombies away. It turned into a wall of earth, blocking the zombies. Earth power, 5 powers in total. Just how many abilities does the boss have? Dao Yuren stared at the dirt ahead. The wall mixed with concrete, feeling her scalp tingle. By 3 p.m., we finally got into the center of the area. There were tons of zombies, so many you could stack them. The glass was completely blocked. Couldn't see the road forward at all. All 4 cars were trapped in the zombie crowd. No way to move. Leiji asked for help in the chat. Sis, what now? We can't get in. Dao Yuren and Juan just can't do anything about it. Seems only boss can fix this. At that moment, my voice came through the walkie-talkie. Move aside. I'll lead
The way.
The 3 replied at once on the walkie-talkie and moved right away. Dao Yuren used vines from the cap, like wipers to knock zombies off the hood. And Juan made the ground shake and tossed zombies off the wreckers. Leiji used lightning to blast the zombies at the windows. Each showed off their powers, opening up a path, but ahead was still packed with zombies and abandoned cars. And Jilin asked, Sis, how should we help next? I didn't answer, just floored it toward the zombies. What happened next was wild. Back when the zombies first broke out, me and my cat hid in a tricked-out RV. It had tons of stuff I'd already stored, so I had to make it to the ending. Vines on the RV writhed like snakes, surging forward. As they touched, the cars blocking the road vanished. I stored them away. Then the vines swept out, knocking zombies to the sides of the road. I used that opening to floor it ahead, and I called out on the walkie-talkie for a few of them to follow. Only then did the three snap out of it. They quickly started the vehicles and stuck right behind the RV. That was insane. You're a total boss. The three were shouting excitedly into the walkie-talkies. Honestly, I just realized this myself. My strength isn't just that I can copy powers. It's that I can use multiple abilities together. The convoy moved forward slowly and steadily, just as I was about to run out of energy. We finally reached the edge of the hospital. Looking up at the words Central Hospital, my face grew serious. What's waiting for me inside isn't just zombies. There could be people too. It's been way too calm the whole way here. No way I believe it. Men King, you definitely wouldn't let this perfect chance to kill me slip by. I took out the crystal cores from the collection box. There were more than half a box. The shopping basket did well. I sat on the couch, satisfied, opened the shop interface. I bought 2 ability boosters first. Still had 736 crystal cores left. I pulled up the RV's X-ray view. Used all of them to upgrade the medicine cabinet space. It took a lot to get in here. We have to grab everything from the hospital we can carry. Otherwise, in 2 months, after the tsunami floods it, it's all going to be ruined. Move out. I gave the order over the radio. The cars sped out at full throttle. Got it, the 3 responded, getting up, following right behind. I smashed through the barrier, headed straight for the hospital parking lot. Just as I thought. The situation here was bad. Zombie heads were churning in the parking lot. There were as many as at a festival. When they heard the noise, they all started gathering. A few RVs were instantly swamped by the zombie horde. Couldn't shake them off. Lei Ji was horrified. We're done for. If we get out, we'll be swallowed up by zombies. Saving people is pointless now, Dao Yurong complained. I knew this would be dangerous before we came. We're just idiots for coming. Basically walking right into death. And Jiwan said in a low voice, now's not the time to talk about that. What do we do now? With their low-level powers, they had no chance against this many zombies. Getting out means certain death. But just then, the RV's external loudspeaker came on. Water-powered ability users waiting to be rescued. If you can, let us know which building you're in. When Dao Yurong heard that, she was startled. Sister, yelling like that is only drawing in more zombies. Now we'll never get out. Sure enough, a huge wave of zombies surged from all sides almost instantly, all straining their necks to close in. At the same time, Kyuji heard the loudspeaker from the consultation building and was stunned. Who was bold enough to do that? The other doctors and nurses with him heard it too and looked out the window. They saw what was happening below. Everyone looked terrified. Weren't we told the base had sent people to rescue us? Could those cars down there be the rescue? They've already been drowned by zombies themselves. How can they possibly save us? Kyuji had water powers. He was the one who contacted the base. He thought they'd send a helicopter. But no one expected this. Everyone lost hope. The chances of getting rescued were close to 0 now. Kyuji thought about it, but decided it was best to give them a signal. If they're able to drive in this far, they must be capable. Then he used his powers, forming a bowl of water, and splashed it onto my vehicle's roof. After getting the signal, I ordered them over the walkie-talkie to stick close to me. Get ready to break out. I started the car up. Hundreds of vines swung out fiercely, smacking away the zombies in front of the car. We reached the consultation building. I told the team to park the vehicles. Get ready for some action. Dao Yurong wanted to cry. We can't break through, sis. Even parking downstairs. We can't handle that many zombies. We can't fight our way inside at all. I chuckled softly, then released my lightning power. Countless bolts of lightning struck down. Within 50 meters, every zombie was fried and hit the ground smoking. Holy crap, holy crap. Leiji was totally stunned. Your lightning power is insane. Compared to that, the little sparks he makes are nothing. Dao Yurong was shocked. You have lightning powers too. Sis, you're a 6 ability user. How can one person have so many powers? As the 3 were stunned, I sent vines climbing up the side of the building, making them grow rapidly upward. Then I climbed up quickly by grabbing the vines, telling them to hurry up and follow me. The three didn't dare waste time, and climbed all the way to the 10th floor on the vines. At the window, a few survivors saw us appear, and looked at each other in surprise. Kyuji was right. These people are pretty capable. But the real problem is how to get down now. This building is so high. Even if you have the guts to climb down, there are zombies waiting below. Kyuji stared at me and asked, "Are you a dual ability user?" "Judging by your power, your skill level's pretty high too." The three said nothing when they heard that. "Sis actually has 6 abilities. You'd freak out if you knew." I glanced at her ID badge. Didn't think she was already an attending doctor at her age. "Do you know how many survivors are here in the hospital?" Kyuji answered seriously, "We've got an internal group. We'd counted before. Survivors in every hospital building. Around 3,000 people in total." I turned to Dao Yurong. "You contact the base, tell them about this situation, and ask them to send a helicopter." A few survivors who'd been nervous all this time perked right up when they heard about a helicopter. Their eyes lit up with hope. They suddenly looked hopeful. Dao Yurong, on the other hand, was troubled. "Sis, before this mission, we couldn't even get a helicopter when we wanted one. They're probably not going to give us one now either." I was a little speechless. I never said we'd take everyone. Just take Kyuji and finish the mission. Dao Yurong was surprised again. "Sis, that's a bit harsh. Are we just going to leave over 3,000 other survivors?" I cleared my throat and said, "We've only got a few cars. We can only take a few people out. Once we report back, it'll be up to the base. Why worry so much about it?" Dao Yurong thought I had a point, so she called the base right away. Meanwhile, I asked Kyuji, "Are you familiar with the hospital? Do you know where the pharmacy and critical medical equipment are?" Kyuji thought for a moment. "The pharmacy is on the 1st floor of this building. Floors 2 to 4 are for doctor consultations. The 5th floor is for Chinese medicine consultations and the herbal pharmacy. Floors 6 to 12 are all various monitoring and testing labs. Some of the valuable medical devices are in the inpatient ward. The operating rooms are in the inpatient ward too. Other buildings have them as well. They have radiology equipment." When Kyuji heard me ask that, he instantly got that we're here to gather supplies. He told us everything he knew in detail. I nodded. "Come with us. Let's start killing from the 12th floor down." Right before the zombie outbreak, I took my cat and hid in a well-modified RV. That RV was fully stocked with supplies I prepped. This time, I'm making it to the end. Kyuji froze for a second. Clearing floor by floor. There are a lot of patients here for consultations and checkups. The hallway outside is packed with zombies too. It's tough to handle. Leiji grinned and said, "Bro, trust your sis. If she says it's doable, it's doable." Kyuji gave Leiji a look like, "Are you nuts?" Staring right at him. He couldn't get why everyone trusted me so much. Dao Yurong hung up the phone and walked over. "The captain said he'll send a helicopter for rescue. But we have to gather all survivors on the rooftop." Leiji cursed it out loud. "Damn it, there are thousands of people. How are we supposed to get everyone up there through that zombie horde?" After cursing a bit, all three looked right at me, a bit of hope mixed with despair. I just shrugged. "We have to clear the floors anyway. Might as well do it." The three of them instantly got pumped. "That's why you're the boss. Sis, you really are like my big sister." Kyuji and a few survivors stood aside, totally stunned. No wonder those three always listened to you. They really did find a powerhouse. I walked to the window, climbed the vines up to the roof above the 12th floor. Kyuji knew it was dangerous to go out. He instantly talked Tang Jiyu out of it. No way was he going. Leiji glared at him darkly. "We're risking our lives to save you, man. You're our mission. You have to come with us." Kyuji glanced at everyone, figured he wasn't getting out of this. So he went along. He grabbed the vine tight. But 10 stories is just too high. Kyuji felt dizzy all of a sudden. Scared him so bad he broke out in a cold sweat. Once we got to the rooftop safely, I switched out my hand for the metal one. Smashed open the iron gate blocking the stairwell. Kyuji was amazed. Is she really one of those rumored Type 5 power users? That's insanely powerful. We went inside the building. The zombies' stiff, messy footsteps were getting closer. Must be a lot of them. I led the way. The four of them followed close behind. Everyone activated their own powers. No time to breathe. We rushed straight to the first floor. But zombies kept pouring in from outside. The four of us couldn't hold them off. Seeing this, I crouched down and pressed my palms to the ground. Instantly, my power surged. The ground began to shift rapidly, forming an earthen wall, blocking every entrance, completely sealing the zombies out. Then I activated my lightning power. With every dense lightning strike, a swarm of zombies collapsed. Quickly, most zombies in the lobby were cleared. Kyuji muttered, "I get it now. This is the rush of being carried by a pro. It feels amazing." While we finished off the remaining zombies, we rushed into the various rooms, checking for vital supplies that needed to be moved. I entered the pharmacy, using my power to summon nimble vines. They spread across every shelf. Everywhere they passed, the meds were swept into my space. Behind the pharmacy was a cold storage, filled with serums, antidotes, and vaccines. I didn't leave a single one, taking them all into my space. "Sis, there's a lab here. It's full of equipment. Should we take it?" Dao Yurong's voice came from next door. I stepped out and took a look, while my vines stretched over. In the blink of an eye, the lab was completely emptied. Just then, Kyuji shouted in the hall, "The zombies outside are cleared. If there are any survivors, come out now. Head to the roof for helicopter rescue." As his voice echoed through the corridor, two closed doors creaked open, just a crack, and a few heads peeked out. After watching for a moment, 5 people stepped out. Their faces were pale, and their bodies weak. They'd been starving for over 2 weeks, surviving only on glucose. "Dr. Q, is there really a helicopter?" A man in blue coveralls asked. He seemed to be a staff member too. Kyuji nodded. "The base said they'd send a helicopter. Go wait on the roof." They stared at the corpses in the hall, turning white with fear. Frozen at the door, unable to move, a girl in a nurse's uniform sobbed. "Dr. Q, can you take us up? These zombies are so terrifying." I glanced at them and said coldly, "Die here if you're scared. It's the apocalypse. Stop being so dramatic." Meanwhile, at a small window on the 3rd floor opposite, several pairs of eyes were watching us. One of them held binoculars. Looking increasingly worried, the intel was wrong. Meng Shiwan isn't just a metal user. I saw wood, lightning, and space powers too. No wonder she killed Shenpeng. The more they thought, the more anxious they became. Her strength was absolutely terrifying. But Yeo Feng had given them a mission. They had to kill her today. He gave them a detailed plan. Plan A, disguise as survivors. Ambush Ming Shiwan during the rescue. If the ambush fails, jump out the window and retreat. A wood user will catch you below. Plan B, sniper assassination. If the snipe fails, initiate Plan C. 3 users waiting next door will intercept and kill her. If Plan C also fails, everyone evacuate immediately. Initiate Plan D. Detonate the pre-planted bombs and blow up the entire building. So what if she has many powers? When her energy runs out, those powers won't mean a thing. With this setup, even a god wouldn't survive this. I don't believe she'd live. Meanwhile, we finished clearing the clinic. All medical supplies were gathered. Survivors headed to the roof for help. Dao Yurong asked, "Sis, where are we heading next?" I looked at the opposite building. "To the inpatient ward," I said coldly. "Besides the supplies, there might be a little surprise." Kyuji frowned. The inpatient ward was packed before the outbreak. Patients, families, and staff. The zombies there are even denser. Our powers might not last. Dao Yurong agreed. "Sis, we're almost out of juice. I don't think we can clear that ward too." I pulled out 2 power boosters. I chuckled. With these, there's nothing to fear. On the eve of the outbreak, I hid in my modified RV with my cat, stocked with tons of supplies. I'll make it to the end in this life. I summoned long vines, stretching to the ward's roof, building a bridge of vines in the air. I took the lead, while the others followed. Kyuji slowly crouched down, crawling across the bridge bit by bit. Leiji saw him being a wimp, and teased, "Does your girl know you're this soft?" Kyuji snapped back. "It's full of zombies down there. If I fall, I'm dead meat. It's normal to be scared, okay?" Reaching the other side, I broke through the roof gate and stepped inside carefully. As we reached the 12th floor, a massive crowd, zombies in gowns, charged at us. I unleashed my lightning power, zapping the nearby zombies dead. Then, condensing around me, countless ice spikes shot out. In just one encounter, a third of the zombies were gone. Vines then snaked into every room, gathering everything useful into my space. We fought our way to the 5th floor. This was the surgical floor, with more equipment than the wards. Opening an OR door, 3 survivors inside jumped in fear, scrambling into the corner. When they saw it was a living person, they all breathed a sigh of relief. Leiji said, "Upstairs is clear. Go wait on the roof. A helicopter will take you to base." By the time we hit the 3rd floor, Dao Yurong exclaimed, "A level 5 user has this much stamina?" 2 buildings cleared, and her power isn't even fading. Suddenly, a nearby OR door opened. A middle-aged man in shorts peeked out through the crack. Dao Yurong glanced over, but didn't pay much attention, just told him to hurry to the roof for the helicopter rescue. The man scanned the room, pointed at me as I gathered crystals, and barked, "I'm scared. I want him to take me up." Dao Yurong stared at this man. Her brows were furrowed. Guys like him, so bold, specifically request to be taken upstairs. This is a first. Dao Yurong immediately lost her good mood. She snapped, "Go or don't. Stay here and die if you won't. Seriously thinks he's the boss." Right then, a few more men walked out from the operating room. They exchanged looks, sighed. Inside the operating room is the most expensive surgical equipment. "If you don't take us to the rooftop, we'll smash it." Hearing that, Leiji stormed over angrily. "Let me see you smash one. I swear, I'll beat you till your mom can't recognize you." A few guys raised chairs, shouting, "If you don't let that woman take us to the rooftop, we're not letting go." At the same time, my cold voice rang out, "If even one wire on this machine breaks, I'll make sure you die here." The men saw me approaching. They nervously put down what they were holding. One of them, lacking confidence, said, "It's not broken. Come check for yourself." Seeing the arrogant crew suddenly quiet down, Leiji muttered, "Idiots like this. Only Sis can handle." The next second, the man in front suddenly pulled out a gun, aimed at me. At that moment, Leiji had one thought: Sis can't die. Right at this intense moment, I used my speed ability to dodge the line of fire. But just then, Leiji took a big step and blocked me. I pushed my speed ability to the max, trying to pull Leiji away. But the bullet was too fast. It was already too late. The speeding bullet hit Leiji's chest. Leiji fell to the ground. The others saw their plan fail. They tried to escape out the window. I was burning with anger. I shot icy spikes at their heads, with several splats. The men fell in a mist of blood. No more movement. Leiji collapsed weakly, face pale, sweat pouring from his forehead. My restrained, angry voice sounded, "Are you stupid? Why did you block the bullet for me?" 2 lifetimes in the apocalypse. I never imagined someone would risk their life for me. Leiji gave a miserable laugh. "Sis, I said it before. My life is yours now. Without you, we'd be dead by now." I was annoyed. "Stop talking about dying. If you're still talking, it means you weren't hit somewhere vital." I told Dao Yurong and NG1 to lift him onto the operating table, then rushed out to find Kyuji. Kyuji saw Leiji's condition and felt chills all over. Such a big wound. If it gets infected, he couldn't even bear to think about it. Prepared surgical meds, anesthetics, disinfectant, bandages, surgical tools, everything needed. Dao Yurong walked quickly over, assisted under Kyuji's instructions. I took out the ability booster from my pocket, walked up to Leiji, held his chin and poured it down. I didn't know if it would help. Just hoped it would. Just then, I quickly turned to look out the window. Bullets were speeding toward us. I instantly used my fine ability. A metal shield appeared in front of the window. "It's dangerous outside. Stay here. Don't go out." I closed the door, quickly left. In the corridor, 3 ability users rushed at me. They were Metal Blade, Ice Blade, and Fireball. I used a metal shield to block them, and sent vines at the trio. The 3 sensed trouble, used abilities to block. In that instant, I used my speed ability to rush up to them, slashed their throats hard. They died with disbelief on their faces. How is that possible? I still have ability left. The real question is, how does he have speed ability? Lindong, how's your side? Waiting for response. Waiting for a quick answer. I followed the voice and grabbed a phone from the dead man's pocket. Call display, Yao Feng.
Boss.
Still asking, did you succeed? Give us a signal. Lindong, I hung up. Check their chat history. Did you kill her? Organization. Turns out it was them. I survived in the seed base in my previous life. So of course I've heard of this group. Lots of talented people in the group. Big influence. Before contacting Meng Qingyu, they sent people to assassinate me. Turns out they hired the killing group. Organization did it. Now they've messed with me. None of them will have it easy. I tossed the phone, ready to settle the score with them. But when I turned, I saw in the next operating room some red numbers flashing. I felt chills down my spine. I steadied myself to look. A whole room filled with timed bombs. Numbers were steadily counting down. That much explosive, if it goes off. The whole building could be destroyed. The people next door wouldn't survive. And not a single survivor elsewhere would make it either. Damn, I used my wood ability like crazy. Vines tightly wrapped up all the explosives. In a room in the next lab building, Yao Feng was feeling very uneasy without a reply. The sniper next to him spoke up. We agreed before. As long as they lived, they'd send a signal. So maybe they've already sacrificed. Yao Feng frowned. He couldn't figure it out. How is a level 5 woman so hard to kill? Boss, what do we do now? The sniper asked anxiously. Yao Feng gritted his teeth, sighed, forget it. Detonate the explosives. On the eve of zombie outbreak, me and my cat hid in a carefully modified RV. The RV has lots of supplies I prepared in advance. This life, I must make it to the end. The sniper grabbed the detonator, pressed it hard. But then something strange happened. There was a loud explosion. But the inpatient building was still safe. No problems at all. Yao Feng's mind went blank. He sensed something was wrong. He quickly lay by the window to look down. The explosion sounded in the parking lot.
Thick smoke burning raging zombies.
Yao Feng felt chills all over. His sixth sense told him, if he didn't retreat now, he'd die here. Yao Feng glanced at the burning parking lot again. It almost scared him to death. In those fierce flames, a person with a metallic shine stepped out. Cheng Liang's eyes were staring at him right now. Yao Feng gasped sharply. Go, go, go. This woman is way too scary. No matter what, I can't mess with her anymore. She quickly escaped to the rooftop with her followers, ready to leave by helicopter. Looking at my metallic body, I showed a satisfied look. These bastards. None of you are getting away. I opened a power booster vial, swallowed it in one go, then jumped up, grabbed a vine, climbed up quickly. When I appeared on the rooftop, Yao Feng and his crew were terrified. Their whole bodies felt numb. He immediately admitted defeat. Boss, I'm sorry. I really messed up. I shouldn't have let them hunt you down. Meng Qingyu hired killers to get you. If you want revenge, go find Meng Qingyu. We just did it for the money. I had a bloodthirsty smile. My eyes were full of killing intent. Seeing things go bad, Yao Feng quickly changed his tune. To make up for the trouble I caused you lately, just say what you want. I'm willing to make it up to you. I spoke calmly. I'm a person with principles. Anyone who messes with me must die. I don't care about resources. Yao Feng was so scared he fell to his knees. The guys behind him quickly knelt too. Everyone looked pale and terrified. Yao Feng shouted in fear, Boss, don't kill me. The whole group is yours. You can be the boss. I'll be your follower. I stared coldly, spoke in a deep voice. Only your deaths can make it up to me. Hearing this, Yao Feng got desperate. He gave a signal to the men behind him, ready to fight back. But as soon as they moved, they felt a chill in their hearts. Looking down, a metal rod had stabbed right through them. Yao Feng fell forward to the ground. He stared at me in fear. This woman is way tougher than I thought. She died with hatred. The helicopter that came to pick her up saw what happened below, immediately turned around to flee. I melted the metal rod in my hand, shaped it into a thin, sharp spear, aimed at the helicopter's propeller, threw it hard. The propeller caught the spear. The aircraft became unstable. It wobbled, falling down. The survivors on the rooftop were frozen in shock, like statues. Nobody even dared to breathe. Meanwhile, 5 rescue helicopters from the base came flying over. Jiu Jinshin sat inside one. He witnessed everything that happened just now. He was now full of shock and fear. No one would expect Ming Shiwan, hunted by the Sha Lama group, to survive. But she not only survived, she wiped out the entire Sha Lama group. Now, looking at that striking silhouette on the rooftop, his heart surged with emotion. He felt even more admiration. Still hung up on your ex? Meng Qingyu said with a cold, mocking voice. She sounded sarcastic. Faced with Meng Shiwan's counterattack, she seemed mentally prepared, not surprised.
Not shocked?
Even seemed like a bystander. Jiu Jinshin frowned. You really want Meng Shiwan dead. Now she's not just alive. She's strong enough to take out Sha Lama. You're not mad? Meng Qingyu stayed calm the whole time. The helicopter landed slowly. She didn't answer Jiu Jinshin's question. Jiu Jinshin scratched his head in frustration. After the apocalypse, these sisters totally changed their personalities. Really hard to figure out. They used to fight for his attention. Now, they both act like they don't care about him. He found it very annoying. The helicopters landed on the lab rooftop. Wind from the propellers blew my hair around. I stared at the two getting off the helicopter, clenched my fists. Sha Lama is wiped out. But these two masterminds can't get away. Just as I was about to act, Jiu Jinshin's eager voice rang out. Shiwan, are you hurt? Are you okay? Just let the sisters have a fight. Don't make it worse because of me. The smell of smoke. My powers surged with my emotions. I didn't want to see this man live one more second. Just as I was about to form an ice spike to kill him, a gunshot exploded on the rooftop. I watched Jiu Jinshin's head burst into a cloud of blood. He went limp, collapsed on the ground. Meng Qingyu stood there, slowly putting away her gun, her eyes full of ice and disgust. Jiu Jinshin died without ever understanding why Meng Qingyu would kill him. What's going on? Meng Qingyu killed Jiu Jinshin. Even I'm usually calm, but I'm speechless from shock. I looked at Meng Qingyu, suddenly shocked. Her aura was completely different now. She seemed mature, calm, and cold. You were reborn. I'm totally sure now. The Meng Qingyu before me absolutely doesn't belong to this time. Meng Qingyu put away her gun and smiled. Long time no see. You have no idea how much I missed you all these years. Meng Shiwan died 3 years into the apocalypse. Meng Qingyu traveled back from the 10th year. She wasn't lying. The more she saw the truth of the apocalypse, the more she missed Meng Shiwan. Meng Qingyu regretted 1,000 times. Why did she take Meng Shiwan's RV? I stared at her, frowned tightly, trying to figure something out. Why'd you kill Jiu Jinshin? They were inseparable last time. What made her seize the chance and kill her own husband? Meng Qingyu looked at the corpse in disgust. He was unfaithful, selfish, useless trash. Alive, just wasting food. In the late days of the apocalypse, humans struggled just to survive. For different reasons, they left the seed base, then built their own base. Meng Qingyu made Jiu Jinshin the leader. Who knew this jerk had real power, then kept cheating? Even during big battles, he used her as a shield at life or death moments. After rebirth, the one thing Meng Qingyu wanted most was to kill Jiu Jinshin. Sadly, she couldn't make a move inside the base. This time, coming for the rescue. He wasn't here to settle scores with Meng Shiwan, but to deal with old grudges with Jiu Jinshin. The thing Meng Qingyu wanted most after coming back to life was to kill Jiu Jinshin. But it was never the right time to act inside the base. This time out for rescue. He didn't come to settle things with Meng Shiwan. He came to settle his old score with Jiu Jinshin. How long did the apocalypse last? Has it ended? I asked coldly. Meng Qingyu spoke with a complicated tone. The apocalypse was a conspiracy, and you're already at the center of the storm. Conspiracy? What nonsense are you talking about? I questioned, still naked. Meng Qingyu was about to answer, when a massive ice spear suddenly pierced his body. Who did this? Blood splattered onto me. I cried out in shock. Meng Qingyu struggled to look at me. Meng, can the apocalypse be stopped at the end? It's up to you. I watched as he slowly closed his eyes. It all happened way too fast. I was a bit lost for words. Who killed Meng Qingyu? And who is watching everything that just happened? A ton of questions flooded my mind. At first, I just wanted to survive here with the system. Now, that's not going to work. I need to find out the truth. I have to break this cycle. The other helicopters still didn't see Jiyu Jincheng coming for the rescue, so they turned around to check. The rescue team leader had just stepped off the helicopter and saw two bodies lying on the ground. His mind was struck blank with shock. He'd never seen these two big shots like this before. How did they suddenly end up dead? What am I going to report when I get back? I went back to the hospital wing. The operating room door on the third floor was still closed. I didn't know how Lei Ji was doing. Just then, Dao Yurong came out of the OR. She noticed my downcast mood. She asked with concern, "Sis, what's wrong?" I forced a stiff smile. "It's fine. How's Lei Ji?" They got the bullet out of him. No sign of mutation for now. Pretty lucky, honestly. Just then, QG came over too. He should wake up once the anesthesia wears off. Ability users have stronger bodies, so they heal up faster. Looking at everyone in front of me, I thought for a moment, then said, "I'm forming an ability user squad. I want to invite you to join." They all gasped in surprise at my words and instantly agreed to join. We need to stick with someone this strong. All right, our ability user squad is now official. Also, let me tell you one more thing. Meng Qingyu and Jiyu Jincheng are dead. Back at the base, Jiyu's father and Meng Hanyuan saw the two bodies and broke down crying. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. They were totally fine when they left the base, but now they were just gone. No one could accept this. Jiyu's father glared coldly at the rescue team leader. "What happened?" "I can't explain. I'm going to kill you today," the rescue team leader replied, voice shaking. "I only saw Meng Shuan with them at the time. I don't know the rest." Jiyu's father shot a harsh look at Meng. "Han Yuan, you have to give me a good explanation for this. Right now, our group is heading back to base. We're fighting zombies and collecting crystal cores as we travel." Everyone agreed. We named our team the Dawn Squad. Lei Ji is pretty much recovered. He wants to test if he can use his power again, to see if his injury affected him.
He used his lightning power to zap the zombies outside.
Just one move. Lei Ji was stunned. He stared at his hand in disbelief. Holy crap, holy crap. Is this really my ability? With his old powers, he could maybe take down 10 or 20 zombies at best. But now there are at least 100 or two. Dao Yurong shouted in amazement. "You did that?" In their minds, only I could do something like this. Lei Ji nearly started doubting himself. He tried his power again. He zapped another huge crowd. Didn't expect a serious injury to boost his powers. I stood there with a deadpan face. Seriously, what an idiot. Getting hurt isn't going to power you up. It's the enhancer I gave him that worked. Dao Yurong, not knowing the truth, looked jealous. "That's awesome. Next time, take a bullet for me. You move aside, let me do it." I clenched my teeth privately. Where there's a genius, there's always a rival. What kind of team did I put together? After a long while, I spoke up slowly. "Since we're a team now, I'll be honest with you all. I have a special potion. It boosts your powers after you drink it. The reason Lei Ji's powers grew after getting hurt is because I gave him one." Everyone was totally shocked. "So that's why. This stuff is just insane," Kyuji asked excitedly. "So the base already developed a power-boosting potion?" He thought if something like this existed, it must be a group of researchers at the base that created it together. I shook my head and looked around. It's not from the base. Right now, only I have it. Besides you guys, no one knows about it. Everyone's mind started racing. This game-changing stuff has to be kept secret. If it gets out, there will be endless trouble. Dao Yurong hesitated. Can this potion actually? I knew what he was getting at. He wanted to ask if I'd sell it, but was too shy to say it outright. I have two kinds of potions. One is called Power Recovery Liquid. After drinking it, your depleted power goes right back to peak. 100 crystal cores per bottle. The other is the Power Booster. You all know what it does. 200 crystal cores per bottle. As long as you have crystals, you can buy them from me. Even if I double the price, everyone is still thrilled. That's cheap. Anything this awesome only costs 200 crystal cores? Leiji asked excitedly. Sis, if I drink a few power boosters, will I reach level 5? I tested it before. Just 2 bottles get you there. Wow, just 2 bottles. Only 400 crystal cores. And I can be a strong level 5. You zombies out there. I'm coming for you. Leiji zapped groups of zombies again and again. Then Dao Yurong unleashed vines and stabbed them into zombie heads, pulling out the crystal cores. These two worked pretty well together. And Ijiwan and Kyuji's powers aren't offensive, so they just watched the piles of zombies outside. They scratched their heads in frustration. The convoy slowly left the city center, and we're getting closer to base. Dao Yurong frowned and said, We've only been gone a few days. Why is there a new wall around the base? Leiji tried to look. It's actually metal. So fancy. 7th bro, what are you up to? Getting closer, we saw. The metal wall bends inward. Skilled power users were on top, making the wall higher and higher. I frowned slightly. Looks like Men King Yu already told the base about future events. Told them everything that's coming. If things go like last time, extreme heat will be followed by acid rain. Acid rain is super corrosive, catching everyone off guard. Many people died because of it. With Men King Yu's warning, the base should prepare early to handle the coming disasters. So that's not a city wall. It's a giant dome. Before the zombie outbreak, I hid with my cat in a tricked-out RV, loaded up with supplies I stashed in advance, because I have to make it to the end. Just as we enter the base, a crowd gathers around the car. Jiang Hanyu and his crew blocked the front, mouthing something at us. No need to listen, I know what they're after. They just want to recruit me, Jiang Hanyu shouted. Boss, join my construction team. I'll give you 8 male models. The others looked disgusted, staring at him. How can you be so shameless? Wu Ming looked at Jiang Hanyu in contempt. How can you act like this? Don't you have a conscience? Boss, I'll give you 10. Everyone fell silent, trying to win me over, and all their pride is gone. Jiang Hanyu didn't budge. Come on, every skilled power user in the base is working overtime building the dome. That dome means survival for everyone here. Meng Shiwan definitely has to join our construction team. Right now we're focused on gathering supplies. Meng Shiwan's space power is rare, so joining our resources team makes sense. They started arguing again. I said, you can offer whatever perks you want. Everyone went silent, waiting for my answer. I want to be base chief. I folded my arms, arched my brow at them, and everyone shook their heads together. No way, not happening. I pressed my lips, acting disappointed, and said, then I'll take all the crystal cores in base. Everyone stared wide-eyed, mouths hanging open. No way. I shrugged. You guys keep saying no. You really aren't sincere. Forget it, we're done. Jiang Hanyu was getting anxious. Miss Meng, last time you said when Meng King Yu died, you'd consider joining. Now she's dead. So think about it. I corrected him. I said, if anyone helps me kill Meng King Yu and Yu Jinkin, I'll join your team. So which one of you did it? Everyone falls silent. Then nobody asks. So do you know who killed them? I don't know. I shrug, acting like it's none of my business. You're full of crap. You're the killer. Give me back my daughter. A hysterical shout erupted from behind them. Everyone turned to look. Yuan stood not far away, holding a handgun, pointed right at me. Meng Hanyang got out to stop her, but was still too late. The bullet fired immediately. Everyone quickly used their powers, especially Jiang Hanyu. He's a precise power user. He could help Meng Shiwan block the shot. Too bad there was no speedster there. With how fast that bullet was, they could only protect themselves. No way they'd make it in time. A loud clang rang out. My outstretched left hand flashed metallic. I was holding the bullet in my hand. Jiang Hanyu sighed in relief, tapped his head. He's an 8 series level 5 Esper. How could he not stop a bullet? Just as everyone relaxed, they noticed I had a gun in my hand too. No. Then nobody tried to stop me, but I'd already pulled the trigger. The bullet shot out, hit Yuan right between the eyes. No one could block this bullet. Yuan's eyes widened. She fell straight back. Meng Hanyuan rushed over to catch her. But she was already dead. He turned and glared at me furiously. If I'd only known you'd turn out like this, I should have strangled you at birth. I'm still ready to kill. And aimed the gun at Meng Hanyuan. Meng Hanyuan panicked. His heart skipped a beat. His face went pale. You're gonna kill your own father too? Right then, he could feel his blood go cold. If I dared kill Yuan in front of everyone, maybe I'd kill him too. Zhang Hanyu and the others saw this, and quickly pushed my gun down. Just now it could count as self-defense, but not anymore. I put my gun away, scoffed and spoke first. Meng Qingyu and Ji Yujinshin weren't killed by me. And you saw it. It was your mistress, who pointed a gun at me first. And weren't you the one who disowned me as your daughter? Now life or death comes up and you call me your child again. Aren't you a little spineless? Is that all you've got? Meng Hanyuan's face turned red and white as I spoke. Yuan is your mother. How could you do this to her? Do you even have a heart? You have powers. Yuan couldn't have killed you. You're just being cruel and heartless. Only you were there when Meng Qingyu died. If you didn't kill her, then who did? How did I have such a messed up kid? I clenched my metal flower fist, flashed over, and got right in front of Meng Hanyuan. I couldn't hold it any longer. No more patience needed. A series of heavy punches landed. Just a few hits. Meng Hanyuan's whole body swelled up like a pig, and he passed out. I pulled back, eyes cold on the crowd. I hit him. What now? Everyone was stunned. The security chief scratched his head hard. You'd better just pay a fine. I tossed him a few pieces of gold jewelry. Is that enough? The security chief took them fast. Plenty, plenty. Boss, take care. Zhang Hanyu saw I was leaving. He didn't want to let it go. The others followed. I looked at everyone and said plainly, I'm not joining any department. I run my own team of espers. Dao Yerong, Lei Ji, and Ji Wen. And that water user we saved. They're all on my squad now. If your base can handle us, great. If not, we'll just leave for another base. Just leave me alone, that's all. It's fine, even if we're not teammates. We can still be friends. And since we're friends, do those 8 male models still count? I cleared my throat, all serious. Yes. We'll arrange it for you, boss. Zhang Hanyu catches on quick. He considers it an honor to know me. I waved them off. You keep the male models. I don't need them. Then I turned and left. I went to the points office. By now I've collected a lot of gold and silver. Let's see how many points that gets me. After a bit, the staff handed me a slip. It says I've got 580,000 points. I took the receipt to the counter. When the staff saw 580,000 points, they were shocked. Big points like that are rare. The staff double-checked just in case, then transferred the points to my residency card. After everything was set, I walked toward my RV. Just as I was about to open the door, a loud shout came from behind. Sis, it's you. Sis, we meet again. Wow, sis, what a coincidence.